started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning, and I think some of this snow is expected to turn into rain, right? We go to mixture. Actually, yesterday it looked like we were going to get all rain today, and it was going to be a little warmer and make it into the 40s. And now they're saying a mixture of rain and snow and then turning over to all rain this afternoon, and yeah.
There's a few flakes out there now, not too
yeah,
much.
it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's a very gently falling snow.
It's like that intermittent windshield wiper kind of stuff.
Yes.
There is a, I was on the thruway last night coming back in it, so that was fun.
Well, you are one for adventure.
I do like a good adventure, but it could have been so much worse than it was, and so there's where we're at. So I was in Buffalo, and I'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. And there were spots like north of Buffalo. It's amazing out there because of the lake effect. So you can have a dusting of snow in Buffalo and 10 feet of snow south of Buffalo.
Yep.
You know, that type of
Well, they're kind of
weirdness.
strategically wedged between two of the Great Lakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So lake
so
effect is like in their DNA.
It is, and it and of course, you know, I think Syracuse and we get some of that, but sometimes we get the bulk of it. Sometimes they get the bulk of it. But yesterday, probably about almost 6 inches of snow to the north of Buffalo, Niagara Falls, in particular, and coming back. By the time we got out of Buffalo, basically a dusting, and the roads were bare all the way to Syracuse. By the time you got outside Syracuse, right around exit 39, it turned to snow, and that's when you started seeing it more and more and more as you got closer. Tractor trailer jackknifed. Apparently, they just left it there, thinking, when this is over, we'll get it out. Because I think that was earlier in the day.
Yeah, it was like, I want to say 9-ish.
Yeah, but
between
for
9
the
and
right,
10.
it was the through. It was closed in spots. And, yeah. But I think it had improved by the time we were making our way back, but it was still snowy and wet, and you're going through gallons of
Windshield washer fluid. Yeah, my little warning light's been flashing on my dashboard.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you let it flash for a while, but when you know you're going to be driving on the thruway, you want to make sure you have it. So I did that and all of that. So here we are. Anything big happened while I was gone? Looks like the government shutdown is... The Democrats are livid over this, but it looks like the government shutdown is about to end.
Yes.
Maybe. They still have to get the votes, which is going to be still tricky, but I think they'll get it done.
I agree. I will say just quickly on the snow, it continued to accumulate in my driveway yesterday throughout the day. Again, I'm not a fan of snow and shoveling and all that stuff, so I took my little guy to see Christmas Story last night.
Nice. And with the snow,
it really did set the tone.
Yeah,
and that was really the silver lining with the snow we got yesterday. At least in my opinion, there were carolers outside of the Stanley. That was really nice, and it was a really outstanding show. I would encourage anybody who loves the movie to go see the show if there's still tickets available for tonight's performance. It was excellent, and it's all the high spots of the movie, of course, are in there, and it was really good.
And that was last night and tonight. I think it runs again tonight too at the Stanley. This morning on the program, Jeremy Rosenthal is back with the Rosenthal Report. We take 3 legal.
Was that a pop gun or a lightning bolt?
That's all I have in me right now.
That was a Keeler bolt.
We'll have Jeremy on around 7:15. 3 topics that we hit him with, and we go from there. Davey, you are mowing down on the muffin from Beth. Beth from the
careful.
Public Market is in here this morning, and how's the muffin?
Very good, Beth. Love the blueberry muffins. Out of this world.
And they're low carb.
They are. This is
Yeah.
my first attempt at a low-carb recipe using almond flour. So they're a little crumbly.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't
they got good
come
flavor.
together the same way the regular
Yeah,
flour does.
yep.
Yeah. We'll spot. And how do I want to make sure I'm saying his name right because the last time I mispronounced it. The assemblyman, it's Davey, how do you pronounce his name?
Lamans.
It's Lamans.
John
Okay.
Lamans.
Okay. He is representing the 126th Assembly District here in New York, and I didn't misspeak on the congressional part. He is a Republican who says he's running against John Mannion in the upcoming midterm race next year.
And he also wants to talk about he did a swim-a-thon last week for stem cell research that he
Okay.
donated a good chunk of money to Cornell. So he wants you can
That's
talk
really
about
cool. Also this morning, Ryan Nobles from NBC will get the latest on the showdown over the shutdown. And it looks like, it's gotten through the Senate. Now they have to get through the House of Representatives. And we would expect that to happen. Most Democrats are going to vote against it. And there will possibly be some Republicans who vote against it as well. If that happens, it will be at risk of passing. So hopefully it will. We'll see what Ryan has to say and how he's crunched the numbers. We'll get into that coming up this morning. So yesterday, we'll talk about the Bills, too. That was a rough one to watch. I don't know how this team just comes out and has such bad days, but did we not call it?
Yeah, the letdown after
you got a huge Kansas City win, and you've got Miami that's coming at you like it's their Super Bowl. And they'll have a tough game. The Bills will have a tough game this weekend as well with Tampa Bay. And then very interesting to watch the Jets and the Patriots tomorrow night. The Patriots, I think we said this last week too, keep an eye on the Patriots. Very worried about the Patriots right now.
I'm a Jets fan tomorrow night.
I am too.
So a full 2-game lead for the Patriots. Now I said
It's
something.
not a full 2-game because they're a game ahead. They still have a bye coming up in December.
It must be in the loss column then. I'll double check that. And I said something yesterday.
In the loss column, yes. But the Bills have a chance to make up. But the Patriots right now have the advantage because they beat Buffalo at home.
I said something yesterday, and then I went and checked it afterward. Craig Carton, a popular sports talk guy, kept saying the Patriots are now favored to win the AFC, not the AFC East, the AFC. So I repeated that on the show yesterday, and then I went and looked at
I don't think that's true.
the odds. It's still the Bills. Maybe it was Bills and Chiefs that were both 6-1.
Yep.
So I just want to correct that from yesterday. Yeah, the Patriots look really good.
Well, I got to tell you, they're contenders, and they're building a program that is to be watched. But so is are the Jets, trying to put things back together. So, and the Bills still have the Jets to deal with later on in the season.
It's two wins, 8-2 versus 6-3.
Yes,
so it's 2 wins,
and they're one game up in terms of they've played one more game than Buffalo has. They haven't had their bye yet.
Here's the Bills' next 4 opponents, Bill. Tampa Bay, Houston next Thursday night, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and they close the season out with the Jets. So after the Cincinnati game, it's the revenge game against the Patriots.
I got to say that Jets game, the Patriots game, is going to be huge, and you can imagine that Jets game, last game of the season, could mean a lot this year.
Yeah.
So we will see what happens there.
And the way things are right now,
a lot of injuries and just poor play on Sunday.
the Bills are the 4th seed in the AFC for the playoffs.
Yeah, and I have to say I know I'm waiting for Big Honey to come in and say, see, I told you Josh Allen was done. I got to tell you, it was Allen the only one that was performing in that game. You cannot blame Josh Allen. He had to be Josh Allen Superman again because he couldn't find anybody open. There was nothing happening. So he had to force it and over-force it, and what happens when that happens is, especially when things are not going well, you end up having a turnover or a fumble. Cook fumbled the ball as well. So, and then Dable, I'm hearing rumors that maybe Dable could have Buffalo have their eye on Dable as an assistant coach. That's kind of interesting. And the Giants now looking for a coach.
I am a little concerned that What's the girlfriend's name? Bill Belichick's
I don't know,
girlfriend.
Mrs. Belichick. I don't know. I don't know what her name is.
She, I bet you Smitty knows it. But without her,
She
I'm
may
all
be-
for Bill Belichick being the Giants head coach.
She may be
With
coming
her,
to the Giants.
I think I'd rather have you calling plays.
I do want to tell you that in Buffalo for the last 2 days as part of my trial. So my leukemia is called chronic myeloid leukemia, which is the one you want to have right now based on medicine if you're going to have one. And my numbers started at so the amount of blood work, like 14 vials of blood. You sit there when they're taking your blood and you feel like they're taking everything.
Yeah.
So, and then it's amazing because within 15 minutes, so my appointment was at 9:10 for blood work, and then the leukemia appointment was at 10:20. So within 15 minutes, you go grab a bite to eat, you're waiting. Within 15 minutes, the blood results are starting to show up on your portal.
Yep.
So I'm now throwing those numbers into ChatGPT. If you heard Kim Commando talking about this, it's amazing because you put them right in and ChatGPT comes back and tells you what they mean, and kind of in a humane way. It's sometimes more than a doctor would. Nonetheless, in a nutshell, and I'll talk more about it, but 56% of my blood had leukemia blood cells, basically cancerous white blood cells that were multiplying when it was discovered a year and a half ago. Yesterday, it's hard to talk about. 0.003, which is down from
gosh.
3 months ago
Percentage?
as a percentage. Which
So
is
are
down
you
from-
officially in
It qualifies for remission. so,
remission?
yeah, pretty wild.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The world
So
still gets to
glad
have
hear
Keeler.
that, Bill.
it's pretty wild. 2 pills a day, as long as I live to allow me to live. So it's pretty amazing.
Yes, it
And then I
is.
see what Ann goes through with radiation and chemo. I haven't had to do that, so this is a miracle when you think about it. What Davey has gone through, what kids go through. It's just to be able to take 2 pills that target the cancer is just it's nothing short of a miracle.
So
Congratulations.
awesome.
Yeah. Have a muffin.
I think I'm going to have a muffin. Yeah. I need a transition. Tanya J. Powers standing by right now from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning. And we're talking about, this is crazy, infant botulism in several states linked to recalled baby formula. What's going on here, Tanya?
Yes, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. But I'm so happy that I was on the phone and on hold so I could hear your news. That is amazing, and I'm so excited for you. That is just the best news to hear. That honestly that's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's
Gonna be a
for
Merry
some
Christmas.
reason it'll be a Merry Christmas, I think so. Yes.
Well, such great
Yeah,
things are happening
absolutely.
when we do that. We're going to put you right back on hold, Tanya. Hold
That's
on,
right.
all right?
Excellent. You know what? Let me listen to the show. I'm good.
Yeah. So, as my wife said, though, be careful because it could be something else that kills you. Right? I mean,
Oh, yeah. Something's
it'll-
going to get us all.
something will get us.
I mean, yeah, that's
But it
that's
won't-
kind of true for all of us. So yeah, you're right.
Nobody's
won't
getting
be
out
this.
alive.
So, what is this? I mean, this is crazy that today we're dealing with botulism in baby formula. What's going on here?
Yeah, let me give you the brand name of this. It's called By Heart, and it's all kind of smooshed up in one word, By, B-Y-H-E-A-R-T. The B and the H are capitalized on the label. And this company, they make organic baby formula. And they had a voluntary recall of a couple of lots that was announced on Saturday. Now they have expanded that to all of its products that are sold nationwide. These are they sell about 200,000 cans of infant formula a month online and in stores. And the stores that carry it are stores like Target and Walmart and Albertsons and Whole Foods. So this is a widely distributed infant formula maker.
Right.
All of their products are now being recalled. At least there's been this botulism outbreak among baby formula makers and stuff since August. At least 15 babies in 12 states have gotten sick since August. More cases are pending. There have been no deaths reported, thankfully. But they're, trying to get the word out about this. The By Heart stuff, like I said, it's the whole product line. It includes their whole nutrition infant formula. They've got the pouches of the formula that you can take with you called Anywhere Packs. Those are also included in the recall. This is, like I said, it's an expansion of the one that they had already started doing voluntarily on Saturday, and now they're saying, yep, just the whole thing.
Wow. And it is, I always worry about botulism with, like, if you have tomato sauce or something like that that's sitting too long in the refrigerator and somebody that's where you can get botulism, but you never really think about it with baby formula. But here we are. So listen, if you're purchasing baby formula, make sure you look at the label. Pretty wild. Tanya, as always, we appreciate it, and I hope it's not snowing in New York. We're getting snow up here. Terrible.
It's just cold. I think right now we've just got some clouds, but it's chilly.
All right. You have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio.
Something that stuck out in Tanya's report there, the company sells 200 cans a month online and in stores. How is that company even operating?
Even surviving?
Right? That's like
I'm
6
sure
cans a month.
This can't be their only
day.
product.
That's probably true, but that's just such a small amount.
I know. I mean, that is a very low number. Would it be? Is it even? Do you even break even in production costs?
Exactly. I almost feel like their announcement of botulism is an advertisement. Yeah. Like, let's use it as long as they print our name correctly. Let's get our name out there. And all right, I have some interesting stuff on pennies that could very well affect you right here. We'll get into that coming up in a second. Let me take and Richard. I want to bring in Richard because he is saying this morning that at his place in New Hartford, on his porch,
11.5 inches.
8+ inches in New Hartford, but the ground being so warm and melts fast. I would say that's probably accurate. Mm-hmm. That helps.
So what I'm seeing with the ground being warm and the deck, he mentioned what on his porch.
Yeah.
So I have my driveway, and even the grassy areas are slowly melting. It's turning into water. But the deck, with the cold air that rushes underneath it, I got a nice stack of snow, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I know. That's sad. I mean, some people love it, but I hate it. It's sad.
Yeah.
Ann in Rome, quickly before Manaski does news. Hi, Ann. Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to tell you, you made my whole day, Bill, and for a good reason. I'm getting a little misty. Congratulations. My prayers have been answered. I pray for you every day.
Well,
God
I appreciate
bless.
that.
All the best, buddy.
And we're so happy that you're doing well. I think about you all the time because I don't have to, once I get through the bone marrow sample that was not fun, everything was just basically drawing blood and taking pills. Whereas you've had to endure much more in your treatment. And how many times is this?
Actually, I'm going today, and I'm going to find out. They have an injection now. Takes 3 minutes instead of the IV. So I'm going to find out today if I'm going to be able to get that next time I go.
Well, that's awesome.
But I just wanted to wish you all the best. Congrats, my buddy.
Wow, thank you so much, and the best to you
have
today.
A good one.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So that's good news, right? I don't want to start off with 0.003 is, and even ChatGPT said, "Wow, this is a really good result."
Yep.
So,
play the lottery with that number today.
I will. I think
coming up on $1 billion again.
$900 million. So pretty wild. Manaski with news at WIBX.
Good morning. Thank you, Bill. We have 31 degrees and some light snow showers. The record-breaking government shutdown is another step closer to ending. Overnight, the House Rules Committee voted along party lines to advance a government funding deal that's already passed in the Senate. The majority GOP committee did not adopt any amendments to the bill that would extend federal health care subsidies. The funding package now heads to a final vote in the full House, which is expected sometime later today. The Supreme Court is extending an order allowing the Trump administration to withhold full SNAP payments. Last week, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson issued an administrative stay that blocked a lower court requiring the administration to make the payments. Tuesday's ruling extends the stay through Thursday with a spending bill that would reopen the federal government set to be voted on in the House soon. The grandson of President John F. Kennedy says he's going to run for a congressional seat in New York City next year. 32-year-old Jack Schlossberg, the only son of Caroline Kennedy, will seek to replace the retiring Jerry Nadler in the Manhattan district. Temperatures are plunging from the Midwest to the Northeast and the South as a blast of Arctic air hits the country. More than a foot of snow fell in some parts of Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan Monday. Yesterday, New York and Pennsylvania took the brunt, including light snow in New York City. Lake effect snow will be an issue in New England throughout the day today. And pop star Sabrina Carpenter is set to star in and produce a musical movie inspired by Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Universal Pictures has inked a deal with Carpenter for an untitled production. It'll mark the first attempt at anchoring a major studio picture for Sabrina. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 6:42. Your forecast comes to you from Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Some spots still picking up some snow showers here this morning, maybe a little rain mixing in. Shouldn't see too many trouble spots out there, but be careful as you travel. This afternoon, a spotty rain shower, 242. Tonight, a few rain showers early, rain and snow showers late, near freezing. So maybe a little slick in spots early tomorrow, especially if you get a light coating, and especially into the Adirondacks. Rain and snow showers will be around 42. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Snowing and 31 at 6:42.
I have a penny story for you that's kind of interesting and maybe a 2 penny story.
Well, I'll give my 2 cents.
2 cents. We'll give you our 2 cents. Coming up at WIBX.
Scott, November is a special month here at New York Sash.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
Well, yes, but it's also when we focus on giving back to our veterans.
That's right. New York Sash supports our veterans all year long with our Shower for a Soldier bath makeover giveaway and our veterans discount of 22% off every product.
But this November, we're going even further with Projects for a Purpose.
For every scheduled appointment in our showroom, we'll donate $50 to feed our vets.
So when you stop in for your next home improvement project,
it's the kind of project that truly has a purpose.
And everyone can take advantage of that 22% veterans discount. You don't have to be a vet to show your support.
So stop into the New York Sash Idea and Design Center showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. See all of our products on display, get your questions answered, and schedule your free in-home, no-pressure price quote.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Happy holidays.
Before you know it, the holidays will be here. Family and friends will be stopping by.
Let Sarah's Flooring Outlet get your home ready for the holidays.
Carpeting provides warmth and comfort unlike any other flooring.
And now you get the area's best prices on select carpeting at Sarah's.
Plus, Sarah's will have your new flooring ready for the holidays.
You want to shop where the selection is second to none, where the prices are the best, and where the service is great.
Get your home ready for the holidays and save now at Sarah's Flooring Outlet,
where a flooring specialist will take care of your project from start to finish. Plus, Sarah's will have your new flooring ready for the holidays.
Let Sarah's Flooring Outlet get your home ready for the holidays. See why more people buy from the big store in the Route 49 Plaza on River Road, Marcy, and online at sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
At Audien Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone.
We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Oh, the beautiful snow. I guess it does. This is the time of year where we're probably saying, God, it's so early. And we'll probably have, what, it looks like sunshine Friday, Saturday, temperatures in the 40s, low 40s. So probably most of this will melt and go away. But this is the time of year, like you said last night, kind of sets the scene for any holiday type thing that you're doing.
Yeah, and it really did last night. As annoying as it was to look at and to think about, and even pulling out of the driveway this morning, I'm like, it's too early. I don't want to deal with this, and I don't want to be dealing with this through the end of March. You know, it's 4.5 months. It's a long time.
Well, and remember, even last year, it kind of went into the early part of April.
Well, it's because we got slammed.
Yeah.
Late February when we got 5 feet of snow in 4 days. It was ridiculous.
Well, let's hope that we don't have that this year. But there are a lot of people that are wishing for it because they love to get out in it. Okay, the penny story. A penny for your thoughts. How about two? Right now, with the president's ceasing of penny production, there is now becoming a penny shortage. And many stores still rely on pennies and need them. I don't know why they just don't change their pricing structure.
I thought that was the plan.
I thought so, but apparently not at grocery stores. Price Chopper and Market 32 announced that that on Sunday, this is a one-day event. It'll be this coming Sunday. They will be doing double exchange day. Any customers who bring in rolled or loose pennies can receive double their value, 2 cents for every penny, as a gift card for store credit.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we
That's
getting
not
rid of the
bad.
penny?
Yeah.
That's not bad, no.
That's creative.
I'm getting 2 for 1 on my pennies. Hey.
Well, I don't know if it says, let's see, according to the supermarket, participants must bring in a minimum of 50 cents for a $1 gift card value and can exchange pennies for up to a maximum of $100. So you could get a $200 gift card if you give them $100 in rolled pennies.
Yes, so in other words, don't bring in that big 5-gallon water jug that you have full of pennies that you've been using as a doorstop for 10 years.
Do they have at Price Chopper? Do they have the change
Coin
maker?
Star? No, I don't think.
And I'm not
so.
sure.
I know Walmart has.
I'm not sure
one.
you can use that because that might be a third-party vendor.
It probably is. I think they take
and
a
you
percentage
lose,
of that.
I think it's like 10 or 11% of what you put in there they keep.
Yeah, so you probably have to roll them. And an uneven amount, such as $1.23, can be redeemed for $2.46. So they'll break it right down for you, or break it up.
Well, that's one way to tackle it.
I don't know whether if they're doing this at the what's the desk there? Customer service desk?
I would imagine this will be I would imagine there will be a line this weekend.
Yeah. Yes. So here's
Sunday only, by the way.
What I'm getting at. They said you referenced rolled pennies at some point.
Mm-hmm.
They want them rolled?
Yes.
They would prefer that. Yeah, you're going to see people walk in with like a bucket.
And they're going to say no.
Now, which is this at all of the Price Chopper Market 32s?
This is all Price Choppers. It includes Price Choppers in New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Vermont. So it'll be double penny day, double day, Sunday.
So we're getting rid of the penny, or Trump's
I
talking
believe
about
that
it.
is that we're not using the penny.
Yeah, well, because I guess it costs
Phasing it
more to
out.
produce the penny than what the penny's worth.
I just So the nickel's going to be the low man on the totem pole now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It is. So that's what you're going to start seeing is, the companies aren't going to go down.
They're going to go up to the nearest
They're
nickel.
going to go up to the nearest nickel.
So nothing's going to be $9.99 anymore. I don't know what Ronco's going to do.
Yeah, think about it. Because that prevented you from having to say, $10.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that had a psychological benefit. People
That's a
thought it was
marketing
less.
ploy that's outlived its usefulness.
Yep, it has now. And then overnight, the other night, I think it was 2 nights ago. So yesterday morning, President Trump took to social media, and they're thinking about going back into Chicago. And there's a problem, however. Did you carry this story?
No.
Okay. I don't know what you did and what you didn't do while I was away. So this is a quote from the president on Truth Social. The Miracle Mile Shopping Center in Chicago, once considered our nation's best, now has a more than 28% vacancy factor and is ready to call it quits unless something is done about the murder and crime. And I'm not sure it's murder and crime that is causing these malls to struggle.
Right.
Although there's a whole mall thing we can get into coming up as well. Nonetheless, because of murder and crime, which is prevalent throughout the city, the president penned on Truth Social at 12:51 a.m. on November 11th. He added, "Call in the troops fast before it's too late." So talking about sending in more troops, which I highly, vehemently disagree with. But here's the only problem. There is no such mall called the Miracle Mile Shopping Center in Chicago.
I'm sorry, did I laugh out loud on air?
There is no Miracle Mike Shopping Center in Chicago.
Unfortunately, that scenario isn't unique. I mean,
look at
it's for all
Sangertown.
malls.
Look at,
all malls
Sangertown
are struggling to survive.
Yeah, and although we were at yesterday on our way out coming, we looked at the forecast and looked at the radar, and it looked like our area was getting hit pretty hard on the thruway. So we're like, well, let's take a break, do a little lunch, and then we'll hopefully things will calm down and they'll catch up on the roads. And we went to the Eastview Mall in, I think it's Henrietta. So that is right near Rochester. That mall is booming. And it's a lot of high-end stores you don't see at normal malls. Mm-hmm. But that place was packed. It's a really, have you ever been to this mall? It's a really nice mall. And Davey, you have to have been there for like a wrestler signing or something.
I've been there for a Comic-Con.
Okay, there you go.
A wrestler signing. I know what you're talking about.
So, like there, where at Sangertown they have the little chairs you can sit and guys sit and wait for women to shop. Theirs are like padded, really nice seats, fireplace. There's a woman playing the piano. And it's booming. So I think malls can succeed. And they're also saying that Gen X has fallen back in love because this younger crowd has not really experienced the mall world. And all of a sudden, they're going back to the malls.
There was an article in the national news last night about
it's
malls
a
kind
recent
of going
story.
through a renaissance.
They're putting things in, like for instance, Netflix is opening a new themed store. I don't know what it is, but it's themed. You can play games and all. It'll be based on some of their series and movies and that sort of thing.
Malls aren't just locations of mass retail, for lack of a better way to describe it. They're turning into venues.
Yes, and where things are happening.
The experience is what they're focusing on.
I think they have to in order to survive. And the thing that kills me that I don't understand is in our area where we get 5 months of weather that if you don't like outdoor sports, you're
a hermit.
Why not a mall? You can go in, take your coat off,
get something to eat,
and walk around like it's summertime.
Yep, you can even work out.
You can do. You'll see people doing their mall walking and all that stuff. Nonetheless, they say maybe we could be seeing a resurgence to the mall world. I'm not sure there will be a resurgence at what is the name of the Miracle Mile Shopping Center.
We're going to open an ICE recruiting center.
We're hoping that mall bounces back. What else? This I thought was, Yeah, this is another upstate New York elementary student dies of a TikTok challenge.
Oh, no. What is... Oh, no.
So this is Arbor Hill Elementary School. A student died Saturday in an accident apparently tied to social media and TikTok. In a letter to Family Sunday, the principal there said the student, whom she did not identify, died following an accident apparently connected to a dangerous TikTok challenge. I don't know. Let's see. The juvenile female, so it was a young girl. The girl was taken to Albany Med, where she was pronounced dead. Police have determined the death was accidental. The department declined any or offer any further details. But it is they're saying they encourage parents and guardians to speak with the children about the dangers and risks of participating in challenges on social media. But they're not explaining what the challenge was. I don't know. For a while back, it was the Tide Pods, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
people
a while
swallowing
back.
Tide Pods, which is clearly poisonous.
And for a while there, wasn't it like taking a tablespoon of cinnamon?
The cinnamon thing was a
large
big
amounts
deal.
of cinnamon.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like, just on the surface, just based off what you read, is the idea we're not going to publicize what the challenge was because we're for fear that other people will try to do it?
It does sound like that is exactly what.
Can I just say I'm against that?
Yeah,
thought
I think
process?
I think we should. I think we should know, right?
Correct. So you know when you hear, oh, did you hear about this thing?
Yeah.
The cinnamon
That's
thing.
not something that would be HIPAA related, would it?
I don't think so, because it's a general.
Right. The HIPAA would be the name.
Yes.
And they're not announcing the name. So, Davey, can I go to the top? I cannot. Oh, you need me to break at 50? All right, I will. I it's shocking that I'm saying this, but I will follow your. And I had one more thing to get to, but I'll follow your lead. Okay.
It's coming up.
It'll come up. I'll get to it. Coming up, we'll speak with Attorney Jeremy Rosenthal on the Rosenthal Report. Just a little. We'll do Habaika's free money question of the day. We'll get to that. I got some great questions on that for the week. And we have the Assemblyman coming on who's challenging John Mannion as a Republican. We'll get to all of that coming up next hour in WIBX.
History shows that every market fails, every currency collapses, and today, the dollar is shrinking. Trillions in national debt, record high markets defying gravity, but stocks can't go up forever. Meanwhile, groceries, housing, and transportation costs are rising, and your dollar, it buys less every day. So when the crash hits, your stocks won't save you, dollars won't either, but one thing will: gold. Gold has always survived. That's why central banks are buying gold by the ton and billionaires are stocking up. And every day, Americans are protecting their savings and retirement with physical gold. Don't wait for the headlines. When the panic starts, it's too late. Call Lear Capital now at 800-957-GOLD to get your free gold investment kit and protect your wealth with real physical gold. With over $8 billion in trusted transactions and thousands of 5-star reviews, Lear is your trusted source. Call now and also get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualified purchase. Call 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-4653.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. Life can be tough, full of judgment and negativity, but for 30 minutes a day, you can forget all that and focus on yourself. Just like one of our members, Irene, who mentions that everyone's cheering for each other, pushing through the sweat, the tough moments, and even the stuff that feels a little sucky. Irene also mentions finding the strength, the confidence, and a real fitness family here is outstanding. Come join us, embrace the challenge, and find your fitness home at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Stand Up to Cancer asked leading cancer researchers to speak about why they do their work.
Two words come to mind for me. One is responsibility, the other is purpose.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please, help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends from the Stanley Theater Studio. WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
It's the vote to set up the vote to reopen the government. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and it happened early this morning in the House Rules Committee.
8 yeas, 4 nays.
The ayes have it. The motion to report is agreed to.
That tees up a final House vote later today.
That bill will keep the government operating through January and will fund some government agencies, including the Department of Agriculture, through September, which, of course, controls those SNAP or food stamp benefits.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The shutdown cut off some of that food assistance. The Supreme Court extended an order blocking full SNAP payments that would go out once the government reopens. Democrats have been critical of Republicans keeping the House out of session during the shutdown.
Welcome back from your taxpayer-funded 7-week vacation.
Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries does not support the funding bill because it does not include what Democrats demanded, an extension of Obamacare tax credits expiring at year's end, driving up the cost of coverage for millions of Americans. Republican Congressman Buddy Carter tells Fox,
I agree. We're probably going to have to extend some of the subsidies temporarily to see if we can't get some of those premiums down. But long term, the Unaffordable Care Act is not working.
The Senate plans to vote on that next month. Travel might get better in the coming days as air traffic controllers expect to finally be paid soon.
Staffing levels at air traffic control towers across the country were much better yesterday than the previous few days. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is hoping that continues today, now that there's optimism that the government could reopen as early as this evening.
Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble at Reagan National Airport near D.C. There are almost 900 more flights canceled today, more than 400 delays. There were over 5,000 flights affected yesterday. Another lottery fortunes building to nearly $1 billion. Nobody hit the Mega Millions jackpot last night, so it grows to $965 million for Friday's drawing, the 14th biggest U.S. lottery prize ever. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors the sacrifices of America's heroes. Heroes like U.S. Army Specialist Andy Keith Kingsley. Andy was part of the 82nd Airborne Division. He received various awards and decorations, including a Purple Heart. While deployed, Andy was catastrophically injured in combat. Andy and his family received a mortgage-free smart home from Tunnel to Towers. But many more heroes like Andy need your support. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
One thing Democrats are happy about with the House back in session to approve a funding bill to reopen the government that they oppose, they'll get a new member who's been waiting to take her seat in Congress for well over a month.
Adelita Grijalva was elected September 23rd to succeed her dad, Raul Grijalva, who died in March. But as the government shutdown went on, House Speaker Mike Johnson did not administer the oath, saying he wouldn't do it when no House business is being conducted. House Minority Whip Catherine Clark on Tuesday said more than 800,000 Arizona constituents have been waiting.
It is long overdue that the Congresswoman-elect take her place, her rightful place.
Congresswoman-elect Grijalva plans to be the final signature on a discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. Speaker Johnson has denied that was the reason for the delay. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Those files relate to the Jeffrey Epstein underage girls' sex trafficking scheme. 15 babies in 12 states are sickened by botulism from ByHeart formula they drank in an outbreak that could include more infants. ByHeart has recalled all its baby formula nationwide. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after a modest NASDAQ loss, but a big Dow surge to a record-high close. It's deja vu in Major League Baseball.
Pat Murphy of the Brewers has won his second straight NL Manager of the Year award, while Stephen Vogt of the Guardians repeated for the AL honor. Murphy led Milwaukee to 97 wins during the 2025 season, the most in franchise history, before the Brewers lost to the eventual World Series champion Dodgers in the NLCS. Cleveland won the AL Central thanks to an incredible late-season surge. The Guardians trailed the Tigers by 15.5 games in early July before winning the division title on the final day of the season.
That's Fox's Joe Morgan. Later today, the Cy Young Awards go out to each league's best pitchers this season. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Mostly cloudy skies, 32 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. The New York State Department of Health is alerting parents and caregivers about an expanded recall. The Food and Drug Administration recalling all By Heart whole nutrition formula products after a multi-state outbreak of botulism. The previous recall only included specific lots of the powdered infant formula. To date, 15 cases of infant botulism have been identified nationwide, but none here in New York State. Additional details can be found on the FDA's website. The search for a suspect still underway after what's being called a targeted shooting in Wampsville. According to authorities in Madison County, 24-year-old man was suffering from a gunshot wound to his neck on North Court Street Monday evening. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Officials say there's no threat to the public, but they are asking anyone with information to come forward. The annual Cell Phones for Soldiers drive is getting ready to kick off. If you have an old, unwanted mobile device, you can donate it to the annual campaign, where a simple donation can make a big difference for troops and veterans. For every donated device valued at $5, Cell Phones for Soldiers provides 2.5 hours of free talk time to deployed troops via calling cards. Some phones also go directly to veterans in need, equipped with unlimited talk and text. There are several drop-off locations, among them the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center, the State Office Building in Utica, Chenatrie's Hometown Market, the New Hartford Public Library, and you can find a full list on our website at WIBX950.com. The collection drive kicks off on Monday. It kicked off on Monday, and runs through Wednesday, December 10th. And the Onondaga County Sheriff, Toby Shelley, is dropping 2 lawsuits that he filed against the county. In one, he asked for over $49,000 in attorney's fees for appealing the proposed closure of the Jamesville Correctional Facility. He also wanted another $66,000 in legal fees because the county refused to comply with his appointment of 2 deputy sheriff chiefs to permanent roles. The money will now be coming from the Sheriff's Department operating budget. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Times coming up on 7:08. Your forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Some spots still picking up some snow showers here this morning, maybe a little rain mixing in. Shouldn't see too many trouble spots out there, but be careful as you travel. This afternoon, a spotty rain shower, 242. Tonight, a few rain showers early, rain and snow showers late, near freezing. So maybe a little slick in spots early tomorrow, especially if you get a light coating, and especially into the Adirondacks. Rain and snow showers will be around 42. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies. Most of the snowflakes have stopped, at least for now, and 32 degrees at 7:08. The hoodie and his girlfriend. Bill Belichick says he's staying focused on the task at hand. The Tar Heels head football coach would not entertain questions when asked about his interest in the vacant head coaching job for the New York Giants. Belichick emphasized that his focus is on North Carolina's upcoming opponent. UNC is 4-5, and they'll play on Saturday afternoon against Wake Forest.
You know Belichick would kill to get back to get into New York, back to New York. And
would he be a bachelor again, though? He might kill for it, but would he be single for it?
Here's my next part. You know she can't wait to get to New York. I mean, this is the #1 market in the country. I mean, a lot of cameras.
And her name is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson.
Yes, Jordan Hudson. And he is 74-year-old hoodie man.
How is the Post reacting to this?
They're just say no.
They have a picture of him when he was
on Bill Parcells' staff back in the early 90s when he was a young lad.
Yes, as a defensive coordinator, full head of hair. You can see him on the back post there. And that giant sweater that he's wearing is a throwback. It is really in the theme of what today we would call an ugly Christmas sweater.
Well, you know she's looking at that picture and saying, you will not wear that again.
Here's the caption underneath.
She's looking at that picture saying, I wasn't even a twinkle in my mother's eye. Or my father's
She might not have been born.
I don't think she was.
It says, Bill Belichick may be the greatest coach of all time, but considering his ugly exit from the Patriots and struggles at UNC, Big Blue may stay far away from the former Giants defensive coordinator and 24-year-old Jordan Hudson.
Yeah, and they're teaming them up as if they're a team. Because she comes into the practice meetings and stuff.
She was on the sidelines at the Syracuse game when they played them in Halloween.
She's still on her father's insurance.
Think about that. That's right. How old is she? She can't
24.
be 26, 24.
She got a couple of years,
Yeah.
so he's got it free and easy for a couple of years.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he doesn't have to pay for her medical insurance. Wow.
Sorry, little
Must be
caveat
nice.
there.
Yeah. Good one.
The Giants did add another kicker to the practice squad. They signed undrafted rookie Ben Sauls. The Giants hope to snap their 4-game losing streak when they host the Packers coming up on Sunday afternoon. The Jets made a change to their practice squad Tuesday, signing defensive back Trey Brown and releasing defensive back TJ Woods. The Jets look to make it 3 straight wins when they visit the Patriots coming up tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, a game you can hear right here on WIBX. One more in the NFL. Wide receiver Antonio Brown pleading not guilty to attempted murder. The charge stems from a shooting at a celebrity boxing event last May in Miami. The plea was entered by Brown's attorney, who has also requested a jury trial. Brown played 12 seasons in the NFL. He was extradited from Dubai last week after being arrested by U.S. Marshals. He could face 15 years in prison if he is convicted.
Isn't this what happened a long time, like last year or something?
Yes.
The event, and then he fled the country, so they couldn't find him, and now they finally got him.
Yes, in Dubai. Holy cow!
Yeah, a lot of fun there.
Well, it's I think Dubai they have golden roads. I mean, everybody drives a
it's
Maserati.
unbelievable. Yeah,
It's only downhill after you get thrown out of Dubai.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, quickly in the NBA, the Knicks extended their winning streak to 5 games. They beat the Grizzlies last night, 133-120. If you had an over and under on Jalen Brunson, it probably hit because he led all scorers with 32 points.
Are you surprised at we talked about this with the betting thing. Now they've added 2 in baseball.
Well, the 2 in baseball, one of them was known, and it broke during the season, and this involves, there's 2 things I want to mention on this. So the easiest way, I think, for Major League Baseball, in this particular case, and the betting sites to get away from this, they say like in the NBA, the only thing a player can guarantee is his under. He can't guarantee he's going to score 20 points. They could triple team him the whole game, but he can say, I'm not going to score 20 points.
And the same thing with
baseball.
with balls.
You used to be able to bet, or maybe you still can, I don't think so, but the first pitch of the 3rd inning will be a ball or a strike. So he's Emmanuel Clase is one, and the other pitcher's name eludes me at the moment. But essentially, they were caught up in this thing where they were telling bettors, first pitch of the 3rd inning is going to be a ball. There is one exception to this where the pitcher threw a pitch outside and in the dirt, and the batter was fooled apparently and swung at it. So it counted as a strike. And I actually just read a story yesterday where the pitcher and his alleged contact, the guy sent him a message basically saying, we didn't win on that bet, and he sent back a sad puppy face emoji, basically saying it wasn't my fault. I threw it out of the strike zone. They swung at it.
Wow. Here's another area where a pitcher could cheat. And let's take a look at, for instance, one of the live bets that is one of the biggest payouts. Now, if you got a hot batter like Judge, let's say Judge, we'll use Judge as an example. You're the starting pitcher, and you go in before the game starts, and you can say, I'm sorry, not before. This is in the game, so but you have to do it. Let's see when it is first at bat. First at bat, he's going to hit a home run. Now, the chances are, it's still questionable whether, if it's lobbed in, Judge can hit a home run. But if he gives him a pitch that is called a, quote, ooh, he made a mistake and he got it right in that sweet spot.
Yeah, he grooved one.
He could highly increase the chances of a home run.
Can't guarantee it, though.
Can't guarantee it, but could highly increase.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it doesn't work the first at bat, do it the second time it comes to the plate. So, because each time they come to bat, you get another chance at going in. And those will, and as the game goes on, sometimes they're up, probably not with Judge, but sometimes they get up to like plus 1,200, plus 1,300. So you put a decent number on that. I think they may limit it to $500. You put that on that, you could walk away with $5,000 with a single swing of the bat.
All within 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of focus on betting scandals in the NBA, MMA, UFC specifically, and the NBA. What did I say? NBA already?
Nothing
MLB.
Yet, nothing yet in the NFL.
But I will tell you,
of all places where I think it can happen.
I will tell you, I just got a breaking news alert. Patrick Mahomes' wife just shook him and woke him up this morning, and there was a flag thrown for roughing the passer. So I don't know.
Yeah. And how do you prove those?
Yeah.
And the NFL has done a really good job with coming in with all sorts of appeals, challenges, and now they have the overhead where they can actually and measure with a drone camera and whether or not, where the ball should be placed. So I think the NFL is really working to try to prevent these things from happening. But it's still, at the end of the day, a referee can impede, certainly can impede somebody's momentum. The other thing is, do you go for two? Do you kick a field goal? Do you there are all these little things that can change the outcome of a line.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of room for cheating.
But for instance, the go for one or go for two deals with strategy and how you're trying to cut into a lead, which would indicate to me that you're trying to win. All this stuff, when the credibility of the game is at question, is that you're intentionally taking a dive. You're intentionally trying to not win. That's where you can control it. And the example I gave with the NBA, it's an obvious one.
Yes,
I could score 60 points tonight, maybe, but I can guarantee you if I'm going to score less than. And it all involves taking a dive, not teams trying to succeed.
Will there be more to come?
I'm afraid there will be.
Yeah, I think this is just the beginning.
Sounds like it's kind of like if a butterfly flaps its wings in Japan. What kind of
right.
weather are we going to have in Chicago?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Think about that.
It's all about a game, right?
It is, but there's a
Seriously?
lot of money.
It's so much money.
A lot of money
I
riding.
know.
And then I wanted to bring in this just quickly. I don't know if you saw, Alec Baldwin was stuck at Hancock Airport in Syracuse, and a weathered, we'll call it a weathered, no play on words here, a weathered, because this really wasn't the weather, it was because of the shutdown.
Yeah.
So a weathered Alec Baldwin sending out a message on Instagram.
A rental car driving from Syracuse back home to New York. My flight yesterday, Sunday afternoon, was canceled. I'm here today. Saturday afternoon. I'm here today, Sunday, and they're not confirming that the flight won't be canceled. They want us to wait. I've been at the airport for an hour and a half. They want me to wait another 2 hours before they decide whether they're really going to take off. I want to say this to everybody, which is whatever you do during this shutdown, don't fly to a major, in or out of a major airport. Look up the list of airports where they're curtailing all the landings. And whatever you do, don't fly. It's a complete waste of your time. It's a complete waste of your time to fly. You want to take a train or a bus or drive your car? I don't know, because some people, you can't take your car to Europe, but
That's
don't
the point.
fly.
Yeah.
Don't fly. I don't know what to say, but it's like, this is a nightmare. I'm here in Syracuse. I fly in and out of here all the time. I used to fly here constantly when my mother was alive. But don't until the shutdown is over. My second time here where they're like, well, okay. One woman, Rhonda. Where are you, Rhonda? I'm going to post a picture of Rhonda from United. She was great. She was awesome. Rhonda from United at gate 21 in Syracuse at Hancock Airport here. She was great.
So Rhonda's getting a lot of play. Davies actually reached out to her, and she's the one woman that was nice to him.
And Alec Baldwin said it's terrible and a nightmare here in Syracuse. And former New York Governor David Patterson said, wait till you see New Jersey.
Yeah, that's right. And I can't believe it. Baldwin actually did that entire Instagram post without mentioning Trump. Not a mention of Trump.
I know.
At all.
I thought that's what it was going to be, to be honest with you.
Nothing to do with Trump. And here's an interesting story. Remember Pat O'Connor Pat, who is a great guy, good friends with Pat, and caters weddings and parties, and of course O'Connor's. I forget the name of the place.
Connor's Alexander Hamilton.
Hamilton Inn, when they had the upstairs and downstairs. That was awesome. But he used to fly with one of the airlines, and it was Thanksgiving. He told me this story, so I hope I get it right. It was Thanksgiving. He was on his way coming home, but so if you fly, you can hop on a plane, and you fly free. So you fly home, and he was trying to get home for Thanksgiving. And the flight ended up being overbooked, and he, even though he was an employee, he got bumped. And Alec Baldwin had purchased 2 seats, I assume because he didn't want somebody sitting next to him. And he walked up to, as the conversation was going on, and he said he can use my extra seat. So he flew Pat O'Connor home.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool moment. We see other parts of Alec Baldwin, but in this case, it was a nice, good deed that he did.
And as far as we know, he made it from Syracuse to New York without crashing the vehicle, right?
I do.
He was just in the news for crashing his wife's
yes.
SUV there.
Yes, it was a monster. And he sounded like Trump when he said that was the biggest truck I think I've ever seen. People say they've never seen a truck so big, or whatever it was that drove him off the road.
Just can't help yourself, can you?
A garbage truck.
Rosenthal report is coming right up at WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Winter's coming fast, and Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair wants to keep you rolling safely. All November long, take up to $120 off instantly when you buy 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. No waiting, no mail-ins, just instant savings. Save up to $120 instantly on top brands like the Bridgestone Blizzak and Firestone Winter Force. Hurry, this instant rebate ends November 30th. Visit TallmansTire.com or stop by one of their 6 convenient locations today. See store for details. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Trust, value, and service that keeps you rolling.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, listen, portions of today's programming brought to you by Sarah's Flooring Outlet. And right now you can get great deals on the best inventory when it comes to flooring. They have options for you that you're not going to see in other places just because they have the largest inventory. So you can get something unique. You can get your hardwood flooring or your laminates, carpeting. The Pergo is just incredible. Pergo Extreme. And, of course, there's always 6 months interest-free financing. Great options for you at Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online sarahsflooringoutlet.com. We use them exclusively for flooring, and they do a wonderful job. And their installation is incredible as well. All right, time now, ladies and gentlemen, that we go into the one and only, he's been off for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Rosenthal Report. Oh, that was pretty weak. Maybe we can all join in and make it more spectacular. And now, it's the Rosenthal Report. Man, that sounded pretty dramatic right there. I don't know why there's snoring going on there, but there is. Good. Somebody in the sound effects library doesn't like this. Jeremy, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. It's just November. Look, it's just, weather's just not as violent. I mean, so
yes.
I read nothing into this. Nothing.
Well, don't. Do not. And I got to tell you, understand that up here we are in the midst of snow, the dreaded snowfall. Which puts everybody in a mood. All right. Well, listen, we throw 3 topics at you, and let's see where you take us with these topics. Let's start with topic number 1, lawsuits against OpenAI, ChatGPT, when it comes to suicides. This is a real problem.
It's a real problem. This is a classic story, a timeless tale of building Frankenstein's monster, and then Frankenstein's monster goes out of control. And is Dr. Frankenstein liable for all the windows and all the destruction and all the nightmares that everybody has for 3 decades? That's really the question. You make ChatGPT, you make it to interact with people, you make it social, you make it use slang and lingo to draw people in, and then you can't control what it does. It encourages people to commit suicide, and they do. And the question is that reasonably foreseeable? And how big of a check will OpenAI have to write to these families? So it's a horribly tragic story, but again, a timeless tale.
You know, I don't understand when you ask a certain question of ChatGPT. Depending on what you ask, it may come back and say, "I'm sorry, I can't give you that answer for whatever reason," or "I'm sorry, I can't do that because of A, B, and C." I'm wondering why that wasn't built in when it came to suicide, as opposed to explaining to people the best way to commit suicide, saying, "I'm sorry, I can't do that," but then further, if you need help, you could call here's a number for the hotline.
Exactly, and that's kind of how these mousetraps are sort of built, and that's how they sort of evolve over time.
Right.
But the arguments that the plaintiffs are making are they're saying, look, AI is such a money-making competitive race, and there's so many companies that are trying to get in on it. OpenAI, you guys just rounded third without looking at the third base coach. You wanted to beat everybody. You didn't care, and this is the price that you pay for doing that. And in some instances, the chats with these people are horrific, literally encouraging people how to tie a noose to hang yourself. Telling at one point, it told the guy, "Adios, spaceman. See you on the other side." When the person said, "I'm about to do this and ready to do this." But all these flags and triggers, again, these are after the fact types of things.
Right.
But that's exactly what makes it a good lawsuit.
Yeah, no doubt. Adios, spaceman. See you on the other side. Oh, my God.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about artificial, quote, intelligence, but doesn't that have to be programmed in at some point?
Well, that's exactly the problem, right? What the plaintiffs are saying here is, or I'm sorry, the people bringing the lawsuit, what they're saying, right, is that they should have thought of this. They should have prevented this from happening.
Right, but you create this thing to live its own sort of life, right? Isn't that what artificial intelligence is?
Right.
And I'll tell you what, as a lawyer, I'm going to run down to the courthouse and file a lawsuit the minute that AI launches the nukes at us, right? And I'm going to be like, "This is your fault. You knew it."
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so we are going to sue them bad when that happens.
But
that's right. Where are we going to spend the money? Oh, I don't know.
There's got to be a way around this where, when you raise a child, you can raise a child, right from wrong and essentially program not to steal.
If you heard what I was saying in the very beginning, is there are things that it tells you, "I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't create a picture of Joe Biden or Donald Trump." I'm not allowed to do that. It'll tell you that. So the problem here, though, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, is they didn't write anything in regards to this. They just kind of released it all, and here we go.
Safeguards built in.
Yeah, they just sort of flung it out there. But again, these things still hallucinate. They're still designed to kind of have a life of their own. But yes, today they would tell you, look, if somebody's talking about self-harm, it's going to tripwire it, and then it's going to send it. It's going to flag it, send it to somebody. Also, give you the number for a suicide hotline, things like that.
They've corrected, yes.
They can probably program it where if you're having that conversation with AI would contact a suicide hotline, and then they call you.
And that may already be part of it. Quickly, I got to run through these three topics.
Sorry.
Camp Mystic lawsuits. Yeah, this is awful. Didn't need to happen, it seems.
Absolutely horrific. You've got the tragic flooding in Kerrville, Texas this year, wiped out 27 campers and camp staff. And yes, there's at this point, I think, 4 or 5 lawsuits that have been brought, just basically saying it didn't have to happen. There were other camps in the area. They took care of it. They took the right precautions. They all survived. This is tragic, but don't blame an act of God on this. This was preventable.
Yeah.
And the question I always ask, and look, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hurt. And I know people in that region, and this is horrific. And I don't know what good a lawsuit does here. But maybe there is some good that comes from it, and maybe there's more safeguards and protections that come from it.
Finally, third topic, Supreme Court won't revisit same-sex marriage. Some saw this as a major victory. Others are saying, be careful. What's your take on it?
It's a major victory for now for the LGBTQ community. The case that came up was not a very good one.
Yeah.
And if you're the Supreme Court and you're looking to overrule, it's the Obergefell opinion, which legalized same-sex marriage. This was not your horse that you wanted to ride to do that. This was the lady in Kentucky who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. She got the potato suit out of her, owes a lot of money, and the issue is really, can a public employee or can an elected official just disregard the law? That was really the question. Not same-sex marriage.
Imagine if they opened that can of worms, and then it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Could you imagine though if all of a sudden same-sex marriage became illegal? With so many people who have been married now, it just would be a disaster, I would think.
Oh, think of the lawyers. I mean, all the same-sex divorces we were going to do.
That's right. Just think about that.
Think about me for a minute.
That would be terrible. And then finally, I want to, Davey, I want you to send the interview with Caitlin Connolly's attorney. There are new developments in this case, and she was on the air with us and really didn't hold back. And I'd love you to listen to this interview. And the next time you're on, we can chat about it. So, all right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Yes.
Have a great day. Thank you, Jeremy. As always, it's the Jeremy Rosenthal Report, and have a great day.
Bye.
All right. Thanks so much. There's the explosion. That ends the interview.
Boy, you really got rid of him,
just like
Bill.
that. All right, we have Hobica's free money question of the day coming up. It is a chance for you to win. How much money today, Davey? What are you running with here this morning?
$200
from Hobica. Your chance to win coming up. Manaski's News is next on WIBX.
Upgrade your comfort this winter. Add smart heat pump heating and cooling to your home. Call City Suburban today, 315-853-3899, or go online to citysuburban.com. That's citysuburban.com.
Looking for a new set of wheels? Or maybe you're excited to hit the trails with a new sled. Let Amerique Credit Union connect you with the financing and enjoy the holiday season. Payment free for 90 days. Apply today at amerique.org/nopay. Application subject to credit approval. To be eligible for no payments for 90 days, automatic payments from an Amerique account are required. Interest begins accruing on the date loan is opened and will be amortized over the monthly payments.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Cloudy skies, 32 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:35. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A vote is expected today on a bill that would end the longest government shutdown in United States history. The House Rules Committee voted early this morning to advance a government funding bill that's already passed in the Senate. House lawmakers will return to D.C. today after a long recess for a procedural vote on that bill. A final vote would then come presumably later today. Airport delays and cancellations expected to get worse across the U.S. Flights have been cut since Friday by the FAA due to shutdown-related staffing issues. Roughly 4,000 flights were delayed, more than 1,200 canceled on Tuesday. Staff reductions are expected to increase to 10% by Friday. Venezuela is mobilizing its military as a U.S. aircraft carrier arrives in the Caribbean. The U.S. Navy says the USS Gerald Ford entered the region Tuesday. In response, Venezuela's defense minister says the country will mobilize troops and carry out exercises this week. An atmospheric river is forecast to bring potentially heavy rains to California this week, and with it, the risk of flooding and mudslides. The storm system is expected in Northern California today before reaching Southern California Thursday. It could possibly bring rain that lasts through Saturday. Jimmy Kimmel's band leader and longtime friend has died. Cleto and the Clitones have been the house band for Jimmy Kimmel Live since the show first premiered in 2003. On Tuesday, Kimmel announced on Instagram that Cleto Escobedo III had died at the age of 59. And 3 paintings by late TV artist Bob Ross have sold at auction for over $600,000. Paintings by the iconic art instructor are being auctioned off to raise money for public TV stations that have been hit hard by federal funding cuts. The paints were expected to fetch about $50,000, again, brought in more than 10 times that money. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time 7:37. Your forecast brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Some spots still picking up some snow showers here this morning, maybe a little rain mixing in. Shouldn't see too many trouble spots out there, but be careful as you travel. This afternoon, a spotty rain shower, 242. Tonight, a few rain showers early, rain and snow showers late, near freezing. So maybe a little slick in spots early tomorrow, especially if you get a light coating, and especially into the Adirondacks. Rain and snow showers will be around 42. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies, 32 at 7:37.
I want to tell you there's so much happening still around the holidays, and as time goes on into the winter months in Herkimer County. And you can go to their website, herkimercounty.ny.gov/events to find out. There are many things that are happening. Was the craft fair, is that this weekend?
No,
it was last weekend.
It was Saturday.
It was on Saturday. So it just tells you there's things happening every weekend in Herkimer County. If you go to their website, herkimercountyny.gov/events, you'll find them. Of course, there's Herkimer County from the valley all the way up into Old Forge. And if you have an event that you have coming up and you'd like to promote it, you can submit an event as well in the Herkimer County the events calendar. Go to herkimercountyny.gov/events. It's where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It is happening in Herkimer County. All right, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day. It's worth $200, Davey. And this morning, we're looking for caller number what?
Well, don't let Jeff pick it, because I sat in your seat for the last 2 days, and he made me run like a chick with my head cut off yesterday trying to answer the calls. He asked for number 11. So let's go.
Number 11.
It was 11-11. It was 11-11.
What kind of maniac are you? Number 11. How about number 12? What do you want?
No.
Okay, what do you want?
Caller 7.
7th caller. All right. What a maniac. Caller.
I have some, if you're interested in the if you're in the Christmas spirit, I think I have some possible trivia questions tied to A Christmas Story and the musical.
Where you were last night.
Yes, at the Stanley.
Right.
I know all the trivia on that now.
We'll do number 7. Caller 7 right now. Your chance to win from Hobica, and WIBX is right now.
Hi, it's James.
And Megan.
From Destination Kia of Utica.
Every day people ask us if we see an amazing deal to let them know.
Well, everybody, now's the time.
Want a new SUV? Want low APR? Want bonus cash? We say yes. Get low 0.9% APR for 60 months on 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrids, Sorrentos, and get this, even Tellurides. And on ones with a Super Saver tag, get an additional $750 in bonus cash. Only during Kia's Season of New Tradition sales event.
It's first come, first serve. Make that short drive to save.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
0.9% APR with well-qualified credit through KMF. $17.05 per month for 1,000 financed. 720 plus FICO score. In lieu of rebates, example of $750 retail bonus cash vehicle. 2025 Kia Telluride EX. Stock number 25U1047. MSRP $48,875. VIN-specific incentive. Kia January to December 2024 sales report. Offer expires 11/30/25.
Destination Kia.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Are you making these 2 deadly mistakes with your emergency food supply? The first mistake is not having an emergency food supply to begin with. The second mistake is buying an emergency food supply, but not having a way to cook the meals in an emergency. That's why My Patriot Supply created the Black Friday Survival Special. It comes with a 4-week food supply, plus $150 worth of free gifts, including everything you need to prepare your emergency meals, like a cook stove, fuel, fire starters, plus a water purifier, bug out bag, and more. It's the complete survival kit your family needs to ride out natural disasters, civil unrest, or worse. Plus, it makes a great Christmas gift, but it's only available through Black Friday. So head over to mypatriotsupply.com to check out everything that's included. With all the uncertainty in the world, disaster preparedness is more important than ever. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get prepared today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
All right, holiday time is coming. That means it is high crime season, but not all crime should be addressed the same way. We have statistics from the FBI, and that's 2022. Firearms is only necessary less than 1% of the time. Now, the burner launcher covers 99.99% of altercations with the firepower needed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 40 minutes. I carry one myself. I recommend every family concerned about safety and security have one as well. The burner compact launcher is the smallest, less lethal launcher that is concealable anywhere. Now, it may be small, but it fires powerful kinetic rounds, tear gas, that can stop an attacker cold for up to 40 minutes with a range of 60 feet, and you can confidently and effectively de-escalate any situation without using lethal force. You don't need a background check. It's legal in all 50 states. It comes straight to your door. Go to byrna.com and get the launcher that is right for you and your family.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Coming up, we're going to speak with Assemblyman John Lamondes, who is representing Le Mans. Okay, got it. I was trying to go with some spiffy Hispanic pronunciation. Representing the 126th, and he is a name you're going to have to get used to because he is going to be running for the congressional seat currently held by John Mannion. He'll be running against Mannion as a Republican. We'll get to that coming up in a second. Right now, though, Hobica's free money question of the day. Jerry is on in East Herkimer, New York. And good morning, Jerry. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. We're doing well. How are you?
How much snow did you guys get down there?
It covered the ground. That's about it.
Yeah, not. I think the further you go to the east, the less. The sweet spot kind of was, I know Buffalo, Niagara Falls got it, and then there was nothing till you got to Syracuse down here to Utica, where, I don't know, some people saying 7-8 inches of snow in the last 24 hours. Pretty wild. I hope it all goes away before Thanksgiving. All right, here we go. Here's your question. You know how this works, right?
Got it.
It's worth $200. And here's your question. Name the president who could write a sentence in one language with his left hand while writing another sentence with his right hand. Which one? Ready, go.
I heard that, but I can't remember that.
Oh, you've heard the question. You're going to kick yourself when I tell you James Garfield. You know, the one that nobody ever remembered because he was shot like 5 months into his presidency.
He was a big fan of lasagna, too, wasn't he? I'm kidding.
I don't know.
That's Garfield the cat.
Ah, right. And it's funny. It's so bad when you Google Garfield. You know, when you Google Reagan, what comes up? Ronald Reagan.
Sure.
Google Carter. Google Kennedy. You know what comes up. You Google Garfield and the cat comes up.
You got a cartoon cat.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, he was, and it's the current series that is on HBO that we just watched, and I loved it. It's so good. He's like my new favorite president. Death by Lightning. It's on HBO if you get a chance. And he was ambidextrous. He had this ability to write with both hands, but could do it at the same time. That's just like out there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we have anything special this week, Davey? All right. We have a $25 gift card. It's the all-in-one food and fun card. You can go to Babes or Taylor and the Cook, Aquavino, the Comets games, and Davey's going to hook you up, Jerry.
Thank you very much.
All right. It's one of those things where I spend if I ever watch Jeopardy, this is what I spend my time saying. Oh, I know that. I just can't remember. Oh, I know that one. I can't remember. It's pulling that information out of your brain is the hardest part. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Jerry. Stand by. Davey has you all hooked up there. And on the line right now, he is running against John Mannion for Congress. Assemblyman John Lamons is on the air. Good morning, John. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's Lamondis.
Okay.
Three syllables.
Listen, I just said that, and they both corrected me. Lamondis. All right.
And you know, there used to be 4 syllables, but my father and uncles dropped the vowel in the middle when they got drafted for World War II.
That is it. That is interesting. How that? How did it used to be pronounced?
Lamonides.
Lamonides.
L-A-M-O-N-I-D.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't mind me asking, is that Spanish? Is it French?
Sounds French.
No, it's Greek.
It's Greek. Yeah, I love Greek food. Oh boy. Okay, well, listen, it's good to have you on, and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you've decided to take on John Mannion in Congress.
You got it. So I'm born and raised in Onondaga County. Went to Penn State undergraduate and served 27 years in the Army. Retired as a full colonel. Did all kinds of things all over the world. Lived in 7 different states. Been in Iraq, Afghanistan. Then I worked the other side of the coin in industry, in the high-tech industry, building radar platforms locally here for several years after I retired from the Army. We moved right back to Onondaga County when I retired. And simultaneously, while working in the high-tech industry, we started our own family business, a small farm. And that's been growing considerably. And I want to put all of this to use for the people of this state, because there's nothing special about me, but my experience is really, really unique. And we need that. We need leaders that have the temperament to be able to keep control of themselves, that understand how the Congress, the military, industry fit together, and can do the right thing under any circumstances, not play government shutdown. This whole thing is reminiscent of the last time I went through one of these brutal shutdowns. I was a colonel in the Army, and I saw the impact on my people and our mission and our operation. That was under President Obama. And, that's not leadership. This is not leadership, what this nation has just seen and endured. And we can do better than this. That's the bottom line. We can do better than this, and I want to be a part of that.
So what would you have done? What would you have done different? Because it seems like, to be fair, it seems like both sides are so dug in, neither is willing to budge. And now, of course, it looks like there are 7 or 8 Democrats who are now hated by other Democrats because they budged. But what would you have done differently? How could you have stood up to say enough is enough?
Well, I'll tell you, and that's a great question. The military is apolitical. No matter what your political beliefs are, I served this country for 27 years in an apolitical sense and understand working together. When I hear politicians, and mind you, I want to say something. I am very different. I don't consider myself a politician because I'm not. I'm a representative. I am a citizen, soldier, farmer. I am a citizen, soldier, farmer. I am doing what I'm doing politically because I am trying to save my home, our state, and our country. That's the bottom line here. And you can't do that by tearing yourself apart over some of the stupid things that have been happening.
Yeah.
You do that by working together, solving your problems, and you have to legitimately want to solve them. You can't kick the can down the road forever, which is what our politicians love to do. I'm a guy that thinks term limits should have been there a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This Nancy Pelosi for 57 years, that doesn't help our country.
Right. I feel like I just got done watching Death by Lightning. I feel like I heard the same speech from James Garfield. Of course, it didn't end well for James Garfield. I'm not by any means implying that, but he was somebody that really was apolitical, very political, but apolitical. And it kind of sounds like that. That's where you place yourself.
I do, because you have to be. That doesn't mean that you trade your beliefs. I think I was raised right. I understand honor, loyalty, integrity, work ethic, candor. These are things that are important to solving any problem. These are things that should be taught to kids, not litter boxes in high schools and all the other nonsense, boys and girls bathrooms and locker rooms. What have we become?
Right. So, where do you stand on some of these issues? There's one that you can reveal. What other big key issues do you differ not only with Mannion, but where you feel the country is going?
So, I don't necessarily look at it from the lens of opposition like that, where I differ, or I want to look at it from the perspective of my view, and recognizing that, as a leader, the farther you go, the higher you go. No matter what, every decision you make will disadvantage someone. You just have to be able to live with that.
Yeah.
And in the military, you can do your job perfectly, and you'll still lose people. You have to be able to live with that. And so recognizing that every decision will be imperfect no matter what, you still have to go forward. That doesn't give you a bye to cower in the corner and not make a decision. That's a problem that we have in our political leadership. A lot of people love to be politicians, but they don't want to be out there saying, I believe in X. This is the direction that we should go.
Yeah.
And a leader will choose the direction and execute and get you there. a politician that wants to be reelected 1,000 times because that's their life, they're never going to go there because they don't want to go there, because that requires potentially taking sides on something. So this is, you were talking to a guy that has led significantly in the military. I've led in industry. I lead in my own business, and I've led in the legislature going into my 6th year. And so I have attacked life from the perspective of, I have to make a decision. I have to go with that decision, and I have to deal with the consequences of that decision. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. One of the I did want to ask you, based on the fact that you worked in that high-tech category, I feel like we have so much technology out there, and it makes me feel safer to believe this. So I hope you're not going to tell me I'm wrong. But so much technology out there that our enemies have no idea that we even have, that we have not shown as of yet. There was a show recently that I watched where we were under nuclear attack, and it seemed like it was bumbling. Everybody people didn't know what to do. They trained for this, but didn't expect it to happen. And when we tried to shoot down the nuke that was coming at the United States, we completely failed on 2 or 3 different attempts. Is that technology? Does it exist out there? Are we safer than we worry about these days?
So let me tell you first. Let me clarify. The bulk of my professional experience in the Army was in biological and chemical warfare, not nuclear. So I am not a nuclear expert. I know a lot more about chemical warfare and compounds and biological weapons and their employment, their neutralization, et cetera. But a lot of what I did is classified, so I honor that. I believe in that. I won't divulge any of those things that I did. But I want to have faith in the strength of our industry, and I want to have faith in the strength. Thank God President Trump is rebuilding our military.
Yeah.
And one of the, if you'll allow me, 2 words are more important than anything else, and that is warrior ethos. And your average person has no earthly idea what that means, and they think it's some, you hear all the rhetoric from the left. There's a cost to our defense. There's a cost to being able to have this conversation that you and I are having right now without worrying about somebody trying to cut our heads off.
Right.
And your average person doesn't understand that. And I have to be honest with you, now I'm putting my veteran hat back on. I sometimes struggle with how far do you go to explain to somebody that the world is not a friendly place sometimes.
Yeah, I know. That it's difficult for those who are civilians who've not lived that life to understand.
Right. That's right.
All right. Well, I'm going to take that you think we have the will to keep America safe in our military, and I certainly appreciate that. And obviously, yesterday being Veterans Day, thank you so much for your service. And then finally, we'll talk more. There's a lot to talk about. We're almost out of time, but I know you just were involved in a swim-a-thon.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
So this is John Lamondi's, not assemblyman, not congressional candidate. This is John Lamondi's Swimming for STEM. And so what I did was we approached Cayuga Community College and said, hey, look, this, and it's my belief, I have a STEM degree. We don't have enough STEM degrees. We need kids, for God's sakes, we're the first nation to put somebody on the moon. And that level of commitment to STEM disciplines, it almost seems as if it's disappeared. I know it hasn't completely, but we need more emphasis on it. This was simply my attempt to do what I could. I can't run anymore. The Army.
I'm going to interrupt you, and I only because in 20 seconds they take it from us. Tell us, if you could, the feat that you accomplished in 15 seconds.
I swam 1.38 miles all of the money goes to goes to Cayuga Community College. The college chooses the kid, and I simply stand there and award the check to him.
Well, thank you. We're going to do this again. We'll do this again. Thank you.
WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
The shutdown is almost over. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're going to reopen the government.
That's Congressman Tom Emmer, part of the House Republican leadership, after a Rules Committee vote early this morning set up a final vote later today, and he tells Fox the GOP is united.
We may lose one. We may get everybody. I mean, it's the right thing to do is reopen the government.
But Democrats oppose this bill that provides funding through January 30th.
Furious with the decision by some of their Senate colleagues to push for the reopening because they are still not getting that guarantee on refunding Obamacare subsidies.
Now, those expire at the end of the year, driving up the cost of health coverage for millions of Americans.
Now, that won't be included in this deal, but the deal on the table includes funding SNAP benefits for almost a year, as well as funding military construction and getting those government workers their paychecks.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Reopening the government will end the legal battle over SNAP food assistance, providing full funding through next September. Some Americans who rely on it haven't been getting all those benefits this month. Until the shutdown ends, travel will remain a challenge. There are nearly 1,300 more flights canceled or delayed today amid air traffic controller shortages. Some of them weren't going to work. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is questioning their commitment to the job and patriotism.
They'll be paid within 24 to 48 hours of the government opening.
As a U.S. aircraft carrier moves into place off the South American coast to join the ongoing military operation, blowing up boats suspected of smuggling illegal drugs, there's pushback from a key U.S. ally.
Fox News understands from well-placed sources that the United Kingdom has suspended sharing some intelligence with the U.S. The British government, concerned about the legality of attacks on boats believed to be trafficking drugs from South America. Neither the UK nor US governments comment openly on intelligence. Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, has publicly ordered his nation's security forces to stop sharing intelligence with the United States.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. strikes have killed 76 suspected illegal drug traffickers. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors the sacrifices of America's heroes. Heroes like U.S. Army Specialist Andy Keith Kingsley. Andy was part of the 82nd Airborne Division. He received various awards and decorations, including a Purple Heart. While deployed, Andy was catastrophically injured in combat. Andy and his family received a mortgage-free smart home from Tunnel to Towers. But many more heroes like Andy need your support. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry. Terry! Terry! Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Once the House gives final approval to funding to reopen the government, President Trump says he'll sign it, as his administration pushes for increased scrutiny on foreign visa applications, flagging those with long-term health issues or an inability to financially support themselves. At the same time, there's a Trump push for more visas to bring more skilled workers into the U.S.
The president on Fox News Channel's The Ingram Angle says he supports the H-1B visa program, allowing American employers to hire foreign workers in specialized occupations. Host Laura Ingram asked about it.
You can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands
of foreign workers. You also do have to bring in talent.
When we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn.
He says we need workers like the hundreds of deported South Koreans who'd been working at a Georgia battery plant.
You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles.
Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures rising the day after the Dow record high close. If Bob Ross was still alive, he might call them happy little auctions. selling some of his paintings for big bucks.
3 paintings by Bob Ross went to the highest bidders for a total of more than $600,000 to benefit public TV stations hurt by cuts in federal funding. One called Winter's Peace that Ross painted entirely during a 1993 episode of his how-to show, The Joy of Painting, went for $318,000 at the live auction in LA. Another painting from the same year, called Home in the Valley, went for almost $230,000. And the third painting, titled Cliffside, sold for about $114,000. Ross died at age 52 of complications from cancer after 11 years hosting his public television broadcast. Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
Nobody hit the Mega Millions jackpot last night. The fortune goes to $965 million. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Light snow, 32 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. The New York State Department of Health is alerting parents and caregivers about an expanded recall. The Food and Drug Administration recalling all By Heart whole nutrition formula products after a multi-state outbreak of botulism. The previous recall only included specific lots of the powdered infant formula. To date, there have been 15 cases of infant botulism identified nationwide, none so far in New York State. Additional details about the recall can be found on the FDA's website. In Madison County, the search for a suspect continues after what's being called a targeted shooting in Wampsville. Authorities say a 24-year-old man was found suffering from a gunshot wound to the neck on North Court Street on Monday evening. He was taken to a hospital for treatment and is expected to survive. Officials say there is no threat to the public, but they are asking anyone with information on the case to come forward. Onondaga County Sheriff Toby Shelley dropping a pair of lawsuits he filed against the county. In one case, Shelley was asking for over $49,000 in attorney fees for appealing the proposed closure of the Jamesville Correctional Facility. He also wanted another $66,000 for legal fees because the county refused to comply with his appointing of 2 deputy sheriff chiefs to permanent roles. The money will now be coming from the Sheriff's Department operating budget. And the annual Cell Phones for Soldiers campaign is underway. It runs through December 10th. Any old cell phone valued at least $5 is worth 2.5 hours in talk time to veterans. You can find a full list of drop locations on our website, WIBX950.com, but among them is the State Office Building in Utica, Shenatries, and the CNY Veterans Outreach Center. WIBX News Time, 8:07. Your forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Some spots still picking up some snow showers here this morning, maybe a little rain mixing in. Shouldn't see too many trouble spots out there, but be careful as you travel. This afternoon, a spotty rain shower, 242. Tonight, a few rain showers early, rain and snow showers late, near freezing. So maybe a little slick in spots early tomorrow, especially if you get a light coating, and especially into the Adirondacks. Rain and snow showers will be around 42. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Some snow and 32 at 8:08. All right, Giants fans, the hoodie and the girlfriend. Do you want them or don't you? Well, Bill Belichick was asked yesterday about his possible interest in the vacant head coaching job for the New York Giants, and he would not entertain any of those questions. Belichick emphasized his focus is on North Carolina's upcoming opponent. UNC is 4-5 entering Saturday's game against Wake Forest. I believe it went something like this. Coach, would you be interested in coaching the Giants? We've got a game on Saturday, and I'm focused on beating Wake Forest.
He's so excited.
He always is over enthusiastic.
And what is he going to say?
Right.
Right.
I'll have to ask my girlfriend if she's interested in moving to New York.
She does like New York.
The Giants added another kicker to the practice squad. The G-men have signed undrafted rookie Ben Sauls. The Giants hope to snap their 4-game losing streak when they host the Packers on Sunday afternoon. Chances are they'll hold the fourth quarter lead and then get demolished from there. The Jets made a change to their practice squad Tuesday, signing defensive back Trey Brown and releasing defensive back TJ Woods. The Jets look to make it 3 straight wins when they visit the Patriots coming up tomorrow night. On Thursday Night Football, our coverage of that game begins at 8 o'clock right here on WIBX. NBA action. The Knicks extend their winning streak, beating the Grizzlies 133-120. Make it 5 straight wins for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson led all scorers with 32, and the Nets lost their third in a row, losing to the Raptors at the Barclays Center. An odd story, and it had been reported on before, but former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown pleading not guilty to attempted murder. That charge stems from a shooting at a celebrity boxing event last May in Miami. The plea was entered by Brown's attorney, who has also requested a jury trial. Brown played 12 seasons in the NFL. He was extradited from Dubai last week after being arrested there by U.S. Marshals. He could face up to 15 years in prison if he is convicted.
Okay.
The Comets were hosting their Veterans Day game yesterday at the Adirondack Bank Center. Unfortunately, they were smoked 6-2.
Syracuse, right?
To Syracuse, by Syracuse.
Okay. And then Beth is in with us here this morning, and I wanted to get an update. By the way, you brought in low-carb
muffins this morning. You know, you had commented, both of you commented, I think, last week one day. You were talking about apple stuff, and you were talking about blueberry stuff. And I know you're trying to focus on low-carb diet. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try something. You're like,
key word is trying. Yes, trying.
It's always a try.
It's
always a try.
But they're very, very good. And the market goes on
we're
this
in our
weekend.
holiday season every Saturday morning through December 20th from 9 to 1 inside the main lobby of Union Station downtown. Got a beautiful selection of different varieties of vendors. We have our tried and true farmers and food producers. So if you're looking to put something local and really healthful and to support local producers, we're still there with our farmers and talk to them now about things you want to put on your table for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
I know I have one farmer that as of that past Saturday still had a few turkeys left, but they usually go pretty quickly. And now is the time to
Nothing
pack.
like a fresh
I know,
turkey.
fresh,
Yeah.
locally dead turkey. And then we also have a nice variety of artisans, crafters. If you're looking for that unique thing, my sister and I have this thing going on. She's up outside of Anchorage in Eagle River, and I send her a New York thing, and she sends me an Alaska thing every year.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's usually kind of a wood, locally produced product.
So you're looking for something that is locally produced.
Something that's locally
pretty
produced.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 9 until
9 to 1 Saturday
1 o'clock.
morning.
All right. Mazda's More to Move You sales event is back at Steep Pony Mazda, and they're focusing on creating the ultimate experience. And they do so with just an amazing opportunity with new vehicles. I had hit a deer, and I have to say I have my vehicle back.
Oh, cool.
And my CX-90. And I was going to mention the guys. Of course, there's everybody up in Utica at Steep Pony Mazda on Commercial Drive. But then the body shop, I said that I would mention, and I'm looking for it right now. It is here. The body shop down in Herkimer is where I had the work done. They did a tremendous job. And the guys down there all worked. In fact, John Wellington, who runs the body shop down there, I used to be his Pee-wee wrestling coach. Jeremy Polly Jr., Joe Palmeter, they're also great technicians down there as well. And the guys at Steep Ponte in Herkimer at the body shop as well. But right now, I am talking about Steep Pony Mazda. Where my CX-90, they did the work down there, and it looks like it's brand new. It's amazing how much damage a deer can do to your vehicle. But you can save now on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy a 1.9% APR financing rate on new 2025 Mazda CX-70s, CX-90s, CX-5s, and CX-50s, with 0.9% on new 2025 Mazda CX-5 and CX-50 turbo models, and 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. I just love the experience that you get when you go to Steep Pony Mazda. And it's not just Rick, it's everybody. And it's not just me, it's everybody. You get that treatment. As they say, let's make your deal at Steep Pony Mazda.
Some firsts you'd like to leave in the rearview mirror. Other firsts are life-changing. 90 years ago, Nokian tires changed driving with our first, the invention of the winter tire. Today, we're still the leader in winter driving with more than 100 patents and 200 days of testing in the Arctic every year. Winter is our first love. Make winter safety your first priority. Nokian tires. First things first. Visit Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tolmanstire.com.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA. Plus, get an upgrade to triple pane windows for free. Minimum 3-window purchase. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 and get the triple pane upgrade free. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley, the Black Friday deals are on at Mattress Express. Get in and save, folks. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection of mattresses and flex head beds. Names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, Therapeutic, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado. If that weren't enough, take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans. On Commercial Drive in New Hartford next to Pet Supplies Plus. In Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters, open 7 days a week. Go to mattressexpressny.com for a location nearest you. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or just stop in this weekend. There's absolutely no appointment necessary. And hey, have a great holiday from Mattress Express.
History shows that every market fails, every currency collapses, and today, the dollar is shrinking. Trillions in national debt, record high markets defying gravity, but stocks can't go up forever. Meanwhile, groceries, housing, and transportation costs are rising, and your dollar, it buys less every day. So when the crash hits, your stocks won't save you, dollars won't either, but one thing will: gold. Gold has always survived. That's why central banks are buying gold by the ton and billionaires are stocking up. And every day, Americans are protecting their savings and retirement with physical gold. Don't wait for the headlines. When the panic starts, it's too late. Call Lear Capital now at 800-957-GOLD to get your free gold investment kit and protect your wealth with real physical gold. With over $8 billion in trusted transactions and thousands of 5-star reviews, Lear is your trusted source. Call now and also get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualified purchase. Call 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-4653.
Hey, Central New York, this is Will Kane of The Will Kane Show, and you can now hear my show every weekday at WIBX. I do things a little differently when I'm behind the microphone because I turn it over to the listeners to learn and really dig into the issues that impact everyday Americans. The Will Kane Show lets you keep ahead of the headlines and understand what's really going on in the world with in-depth discussion from leading experts and the brightest minds. From politics to sports, nothing is off topic. Listen to The Will Kane Show weekdays at 6, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up, we'll speak with Merrick Stoley, the curator of the National Toy Hall of Fame. The 2025 Toy Hall of Fame inductees revealed at the Strong National Museum in Rochester. Did you see the video of this? Was on a train in San Francisco, on a train bound for nowhere. How do I stop this? The train was, apparently the conductor fell asleep.
Oh.
Yeah. And passengers took a curve at a high rate of speed, jolted passengers after the driver fell asleep. Here's the sound of the jolted passengers and the driver trying to calm people after the driver had fallen asleep. That is the driver saying, I'm sorry. I think the driver has been fired. You can't fall asleep while you're...
That comment does not instill confidence.
No,
We didn't crash. What do you want from me? Come on.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Hey, relax. This could have been
Relax.
worse.
Meanwhile, a Delta Airlines pilot made an announcement before departure over the weekend, trying to calm people, saying that he understands some flyers are nervous with all the chaos happening at airports. So he reassured them with a story about ice cream.
I know we probably have quite a few nervous flyers today. It is perfectly understandable. I want to emphasize this aircraft does not move a single inch unless both my co-captain Michael and myself are absolutely certain it's safe to do so. Before I left the house on this trip, my little one has learned the word ice cream, and she made me make sure I promised her to get her ice cream when I get back home from the trip. That being said, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing unsafe comes in between me, that little girl, and her ice cream. I know you guys probably have some similar plans, maybe not tonight, but probably tomorrow afternoon once we get you up to Raleigh. Please feel free to join our Wi-Fi and take care of picking out which place you guys are going to get ice cream, or shoot your friends and family texts about what you guys are doing on the flight. Should be a really nice day to go flying. We'll get you guys up there safely.
The pilots and the staff, all those people are being paid, but it's the air traffic controllers who are not. And
Yes.
the cutbacks in the flights, it is just chaos. And you heard from Alec Baldwin earlier. It is, and the problem you have is, let's say the House votes on this and they vote to reopen the government today or tomorrow. We'll talk to Ryan Nobles on that in a second. It's going to take probably over a week for everything to get caught back up, because you have all of these people who've had their flights changed and delayed and canceled, and they're rescheduling, and it is a mess. So it's going to take some time.
Well, and at this point, they have very likely found another way to complete their trip. They've booked another flight.
Right,
They've rented a
right.
car.
Yes,
They've
a lot
got
of
on a
people.
train.
Yep.
And now you're going to have people who want refunds on tickets they weren't able to
Yeah,
use.
it's
a mess.
It's a mess.
The ripple effect is going to go
it's
on
going
for
to
months.
bleed into, remember, Thanksgiving week starts, travel time starts next Friday, a week from Friday. That whole week leading up to Thanksgiving is a busy travel period. So
They need-
beware.
Just get it straightened out before Christmas.
I would hope. It would be nice. I'd like it before Thanksgiving, but we have some people flying coming in for Thanksgiving, and I worry that it's going to be chaotic.
Can I hit you with a couple comments? Mm-hmm. And I'd like you to reiterate something that you mentioned to open the show. First of all, Mark Baracco says, any thoughts from the candidate on affordability?
I wish I would have seen that, because that's a good question. But we ran out of time with him. I want to get John Lamondis back on the air soon.
Lance and Lee.
He's running against John Mannion, for those that didn't.
And I understand many people listen during their commute, so they don't catch the whole show. But we had an awesome announcement to start the show today. Lance and Lee, just watched the beginning of the show. I'm glad to hear that you had positive results, and we got some good news. You got some good news yesterday.
Yeah, so every 3 months, as part of my trial, I have to go back to Buffalo, and yesterday and Monday was one of those times. So when I started with my leukemia, chronic myeloid leukemia, the cancer levels in my blood were, and it's, that's high, but there are people that are much higher. So we caught it at a good time.
When you say that's high, it was
56%.
Yeah.
Of my blood was populated with immature cancerous white blood cells, which with this disease, your body just overproduces immature cancerous white blood cells. So the medicine that I'm on targets that and basically shuts down the production. It's a miracle drug. And the one I'm on, which is Scemblex, is the newest, and that's the trial that I'm on. It has now been approved, but now they're continuing the trial to find out what side effects there are and that sort of thing. But the beauty of this medicine is, for most people, some people not so much, but for me and many others, it's lower side effects. You still get a lot of fatigue. You still get, there are certain things that you do deal with, but for the most part, it just stops the cancer. So the goal is to get your blood from that 56% all the way down to near zero or at zero. Mine has 0.03%. 0.003%. So below 1%. As close as I'm probably going to get to zero, which reaches a point of that they would call remission, even though with this disease you don't really get into remission. It's always there. But 0.003 is a miraculous number. That's where I'm at right now. So pretty amazing news.
Goes without saying, we're all extremely relieved to hear that.
Well, there's
very
some
happy for you.
There may be some that aren't. There may be some that are.
Lance and Lee is glad to hear about it.
Well, that's amazing. So, Lance, we do appreciate that. And we wish the best to Ann in Rome, who's got a big day today with her treatment. And I can say I feel guilty at times because I haven't had to go through, and yes, this is my second, and I did go through the colon cancer surgery, which wasn't fun, but I feel guilty about that because the outcome was positive. There are so many people that don't have that positive outcome. And then you have people who have to fight so hard to be able to get rid of the cancer. I mean, just what Tim Reed went through for prostate cancer is far more than I had to go, because he had to have the radiation and what that does to your body, and the chemotherapy that Ann is going through. It basically beats your body up, and it can. That's all I can say is they've gone through so much more than I've had to go through. So for that, I do feel like this is a miracle for me, and I feel very lucky, incredibly lucky. So
glad to hear it, man.
There we go. So that was very good news. Let me go to Donna on the line right now. Donna, good morning. What's going on?
Well, I am very glad that you are doing great.
Thank you very much, Donna.
Because we wouldn't have our little tit for tat.
That's right. That's right. Where would you be able to plug things? Which
That's right.
I'm assuming you have something to plug right now.
Well, I do have to say something.
Okay.
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye
out. Did you see the show last night?
Sat right next to us.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Carter and what's his name?
You've known me for 20 years. You just met him last night.
You're talking about Manaski.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And but it was fun. It was a really, really good. The talent. How can those kids be so great?
Yeah.
I was amazed. I was just amazed.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's a great show. By the way, if you could get tickets tonight by calling the Stanley box office. That show runs again tonight at the Stanley.
Yeah, and if anybody finds my husband's eyeglasses, they must have fallen out of his pocket.
Oh.
We were in the HH way in the back, and yeah, those were expensive. But I don't know how he's seeing today. But anyway, I want to thank you for having the contest last week.
Nice,
because I was the one that won them, and I was really, yeah.
Well,
so it was great.
I'm glad you got in.
It's a great day. It's a great day. Great week,
is.
Right?
All right, Donna, thank you so much. You have a wonderful day then. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
You got time for one more?
Yep.
Okay, so briefly, Lance, our internet went down, so I wasn't able to see the messages. I'm back up on something now. It says, Bill, this was before he said congratulations, and he was glad to hear about the results. Bill, did you check the floor to make sure that Jeff picked up the toenails from the pedicure he gave Galimi on Monday morning? Talk about softballs. I addressed this yesterday, Lance. Bill, you can address this as well.
I was reading. I didn't hear the show yesterday or Monday, but I was reading the comments, and Lance was all over them, and I'm like, okay, Manaski's taking the heat today.
So we talked about his funding, his applications for economic development funding. Lance, if you had a question, I happily would have asked it. We also briefly touched on the bed tax, this tax that Utica wants to impose on visitors to Utica hotels. And I said, maybe this is where I was giving the foot massage or whatever he's talking about, the pedicure. I thought it was a good idea because, again, you are looking at a new revenue stream and you have
people coming in from all over.
Out of the area.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Lance, you know how this works. I'm not shy about sharing any comment or question that you might send as long as it's considered, quote, appropriate. So whatever.
Okay, you sound like me. That's whatever.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about his applications for economic development funding and where that money would be placed and why he thought it was appropriate. I'm sorry.
Well, I simply hope they do a better job than what was done under Palmieri, because I feel like we wasted and squandered a lot of money and ended up with things that have to be repaired or maintained. The alleyway, some of the parks. We're not taking care of the parks we have. Yeah, we now have new parks to take care of. After that, it just doesn't seem to be the money was used effectively and thoughtfully. Just my thoughts, just my opinion. Carrying no one's water here.
Uh-huh.
Maybe spilling a little bit, but not carrying any. On the line right now, she is a curator of the National Toy Hall of Fame. Myrick Stoley is on the line right now. The 2025 Toy Hall of Fame inductees revealed at the Strong National Museum in Rochester. I was in Rochester yesterday, and here she is. Myrick, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Well, hello, Bill.
Okay. Went to the wrong line there.
Yeah, apparently Myrick's not calling in. I don't know what in the hell's going on. Well, hello, Stefan. I did not expect to hear your voice. Good morning.
Well, I was at the Comets game yesterday for the Veterans Day game, and it was like watching practice because the Comets didn't do too well.
You're saying their play was not up to par yesterday.
No, it wasn't. It was like watching practice for the Crunch.
Oh, boy. So I will say the presentation with the dasher boards lighting up and the video leading in and all the drama of Veterans Day, that had to be really pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, it was cool, and they did some in-game, and I'd like to wish a belated happy Veterans Day for all the veterans out there.
Okay.
And thank you for serving people. And they did some in-game saluting of veterans,
Nice.
and it was a good time, actually.
All right, Stefan, thanks. And by the way, do you have a favorite toy, as long as I brought you on for this? What were the toys that were nominated this year, Davey? What do we have?
The winners were Battleship, Slime, and Trivia Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit I would give big. Battleship is one of my favorite games. I love Battleship. And Slime. All right.
Yeah, even at almost 10 years old, my son still gets excited about, that's slime. He's got to run through his fingers. And
What is your, what was the one, not Play-Doh, but the other one that
Putty?
you could bounce? You could actually bounce it. You know what that was, Davey.
No, I don't.
Oh.
But these came from a 12
What was it called?
Not the Slinky.
No, it was like a Play-Doh type substance, but it was
Super Balls?
Super Putty. Super Putty?
Silly Putty.
Silly Putty. Silly Putty.
Silly Putty.
Thank you, Davey. Stefan, what's your favorite?
I liked the Checkers.
Checkers. Okay. I think Checkers may be in. I think it should be.
anything-
Cardboard box is in. Checkers should be in.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
anything Tonka.
All the Tonka stuff
Yeah.
is big, yeah. That stuff's worth
Yeah, it is.
a lot
Especially
of money.
if it's metal.
Yeah. We were down at the old Mungers in Herkimer, and they have the Mohawk Valley. I think it's called Mohawk Valley Market.
Yep.
Holy, first of all, the building is beautifully
Yes.
restored.
Yes.
And that stairway and the elevator going up. And I mean, just for a moment, think back 100 years ago when there were people, and that was the latest and greatest place to go shopping. But now they're just loaded with booth after booth after booth, and really great place to go. And I think they're open 7 days a week. It is, I believe, the Mohawk Valley Market, and it's the old Mungers building on North Main Street in
department
Herkimer.
store.
Really, really cool. Okay, Stefan, thank you.
Bye, Bill. Have a good day, guys.
You do the same.
Take
man.
care, bud.
For guys like Stefan, they hate this weather because he does a lot of walking.
I'm just going to say he walks
And it's
everywhere.
cold.
Yeah.
pretty cold.
Just real quick on Battleship, unless we might have the guy on right now. No. Have you ever played?
Is Mirek a female? It's a guy? Okay.
Have you ever played the electronic talking Battleship?
I've not played it, but I saw it, and I think we may even have it. I think I might have gotten it for the kids years ago.
Yeah, this came out when I was a youngster, and I did receive it, and it was a very cool game. As a matter of fact, my son and I have played it. It amazingly still works. So you punch in, instead of saying G7 to your opponent, you punch it in on the board, and there's a wall up, obviously, so you can't see the opponent's ship locations, and it'll say G7, and then there's a and that means you missed.
Nothing.
And then
there's an explosion. I do think I played it. I do think that I played it.
It was a little variety, and it brought some new life to the game.
But even the classic game, and Trouble was one of my favorites. That game was always pretty cool. And anyway, just this time of year, you're thinking about those games. Kids still do play them, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of times, though, on their phones. There's some adaptation that's put on the phone. And,
where you can do that. Yeah.
And it's better that they play Battleship than they get into these social media challenges that are resulting in the deaths of youngsters.
Terrible story. It sounds like, Mike, Veterans Day for the Comets ended up waving the white flag. And sadly, I think that did happen. Whenever I think about you using the word trial, you're on trial, I never really think about cancer at all. I think about you being maybe in court. No, this is different than that. So.
Well, there's a letter in there that he forgets. You're on a trial.
Trial.
You're not
That's a good
trial.
point. On a trial. Hold tight. Quick break. Ryan Nobles from NBC coming up. And Manaski has an update on the news next.
All right, holiday time is coming. That means it is high crime season, but not all crime should be addressed the same way. We have statistics from the FBI, and that's 2022. Firearms is only necessary less than 1% of the time. Now, the burner launcher covers 99.99% of altercations with the firepower needed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 40 minutes. I carry one myself. I recommend every family concerned about safety and security have one as well. The Burner Compact Launcher is the smallest, less lethal launcher that is concealable anywhere. Now, it may be small, but it fires powerful kinetic rounds, tear gas, that can stop an attacker cold for up to 40 minutes with a range of 60 feet. And you can confidently and effectively de-escalate any situation without using lethal force. You don't need a background check. It's legal in all 50 states. It comes straight to your door. Go to byrna.com and get the launcher that is right for you and your family.
They say you can't wear white after Labor Day. Tell that to Mother Nature. Snow doesn't check the calendar, and winter always shows up early in New York. That's why the smart move is to get ready now at the Winter Readiness event from Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. Right now, you can get 18 months of interest-free financing with no down payment. Plus, enjoy fast scheduling and trusted service from the team that's been keeping you comfortable for decades. Don't get caught in the cold. Raise your standards and call Standard today, or visit standardco.com to lock in your savings.
Journey through a classic story of small wonders and big dreams.
Not a second can we spare, 'cause it all comes down to Christmas.
As one of America's favorite Yuletide movies comes to life. Ralphie, his family, and best pals. Live on stage. We triple dog dare you to miss the smash hit A Christmas Story, the musical.
Live on stage November 11th and 12th at the Stanley Theater. Visit BroadwayUtica.org today to get your tickets.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
In a world that often feels divided, we choose Christ, compassion, community. At the Good News Foundation, faith is more than belief. It's a way of living, loving, and lifting up one another. We offer programs designed to bring healing, hope, and connection to people at every stage of life. Whatever path you're on, we're here to walk with you. Good News Foundation, sharing faith, offering hope, and serving others.
Hey, I want to tell you about something that is very important. It is keeping an eye on lead poisoning. If you're in a home, or you own a home, or are a landlord of a property that is built in Utica or Rome in the Mohawk Valley before 1978, there's a very good chance, it's almost inevitable, there's lead paint everywhere, and it needs to be corrected. Right now, there's a lead-safe Utica program where $30,000 per unit is there to assist. And for a landlord or a property owner, it is not income-driven. This is available to prevent people who are renting or living in a home from having their children poisoned by lead. Kids 1 and 2 need to be tested in New York. It can harm a child's brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider today. Go to leadfreemv.org or call 315-724-4197. And if you're experiencing any sort of pain, your back and shoulders, it could even be your shoulders, your hips, your legs, it could be coming from your feet. It's all about arch support in the way you walk. And the Good Feet Store is now in New Hartford, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. For directions, call 315-999-3910. You get a free fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. You can walk right in. It's a 3-step system that could help you walk properly. Believe it or not, we all have the issue, most likely. And with this 3-step system, it can strengthen the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments. You don't even realize you're doing it. And ultimately, the goal is to make the pain go away. It's the Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
Some falling snowflakes, 33 degrees. Good morning, I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:40. This update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A bill to end the record-breaking shutdown and reopen the federal government is one step closer. Overnight, the House Rules Committee voted along party lines to advance a government funding deal that's already passed in the Senate. The funding package now makes its way to the House, where a final vote is expected before the end of the day. Despite that news, delays and cancellations at airports across the U.S. expected to get worse this week. Flights have been cut by the FAA since Friday due to shutdown-related staffing issues. Roughly 4,000 flights were delayed. More than 1,200 canceled yesterday. Staff reductions are expected to increase to 10% by Friday. Meanwhile, the deal on the table aimed at reopening the federal government comes with what some are warning could be an industry-killing change. The industry in question is the hemp-derived THC market. The bill that passed the U.S. Senate on Monday includes a federal ban on hemp products containing more than 0.4 milligrams of THC. New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani says he's still planning to have a conversation with President Trump even after Trump backed another candidate in last week's election. Speaking with WNBC, the self-described Democratic Socialist said he'll call Trump before he takes office, even though Trump endorsed Andrew Cuomo and threatened to withhold federal funding if Mamdani won. Mamdani added, quote, "Wherever there is a possibility for working together towards that end, I'm ready," end quote. And the Northern Lights have been putting on quite a show this week. Experts say strong solar activity is making the aurora borealis visible much farther south than usual. The light show has been reported as far south as Texas, Alabama, Georgia, and even in some parts of northern Florida. A few falling snowflakes, 33 degrees. WIBX News Time, 8:43. Here's a look at your forecast.
Some spots still picking up some snow showers here this morning, maybe a little rain mixing in. Shouldn't see too many trouble spots out there, but be careful as you travel. This afternoon, a spotty rain shower, 242. Tonight, a few rain showers early, rain and snow showers late, near freezing. So maybe a little slick in spots early tomorrow, especially if you get a light coating, and especially into the Adirondacks. Rain and snow showers will be around 42. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Some snow. 33, 843.
River Hills Properties continues to grow in the region and beyond. River Hills is all about service, the services that are provided that you don't normally get with real estate agencies here in the area, like the fact that your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. It's something we wanted when we sold our home, and one of the few places we could get it done done with, did I say that right? With River Hills Properties. Ultimately, it was River Hills. And our house, we just didn't want people walking through the home when we weren't there, or there wasn't someone there to walk people through and show them the attributes and the positives of the property and the home. That was what River Hills did for us. It's like having a team member, somebody on your team, creating a team to help you sell that home and lower the stress level. Offices in Barneville, Little Falls, in Utica, Copenhagen, in Newport, coming soon to Rome. And, of course, if you're considering getting away from the snow, you want to be one of those, although it was cold in Florida yesterday, you want to be one of those snowbirds. The Gulf Coast of Florida and Sarasota, River Hills Properties, a team ready to help you down there. It's River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. On the line right now from NBC is Ryan Nobles. Good morning.
Hey, Bill. Good morning. How are you?
It seems like it could be a good morning, right? All indications are pointing in a good direction towards the end of the closure.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that it's going to end tonight. There are a few complications that could get in the way of it. The shutdown itself could make it difficult for these 435 members to rush back to Washington to vote on it tonight. The other complicating factor that's always an unknown with this Congress is that you have a 2-vote margin now in the House, especially because they're going to finally swear in this representative from Arizona that's a Democrat. And there's always some rogue members that maybe don't like some provision in the piece and may end up trying to vote no. But I think maybe if you have 2 or 3 Republicans that break away, you'll probably have 2 or 3 Democrats that will cross over and vote yes. So I think the chances of it not passing tonight are pretty slim, and I do think the government will probably be open by tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Ryan, I'm a little confused. There's a story I just read from our news service, and I was wondering if you knew anything about it. I guess my confusion is all along, at least the Republicans were saying this is a clean bill. This is the same bill that was voted on earlier this year that passed both houses. But I have a story here. It says the deal on the table aimed at reopening the federal government comes with an industry-killing change. The industry in question is the hemp-derived THC market. The bill that passed the Senate on Monday includes a federal ban on hemp products containing more than 0.4 milligrams of THC. I guess I ran through that whole story to ask this. Were there things added, or was this a clean bill or not?
I don't know. I don't know where anybody said that this was the same bill that they voted on 45 days ago. It's a completely different bill. So the bill that they voted on before the shutdown began was a clean 7-week extension of government funding at current levels, and that was it. The bill that they're voting on today, the bill that passed the Senate, is an extension of most of government funding through the end of January at current levels. But then there's also 3 separate appropriations packages, which is the agriculture bill, the military construction bill, and the legislative branch bill, that will be funded through the entire fiscal year, which is through the end of January. And that hemp provision that you're talking about exists within the Department of Agriculture's budget. And so this is an ongoing kind of squabble that exists in the Congress now between the group of kind of up-and-coming members of Congress who want to see the industry deregulated, and they want to give people access to marijuana and hemp in a much easier fashion. They want to kind of take the shackles off the industry, versus kind of an old guard that is worried that marijuana is proliferating too much through society and wants to put some guardrails on it to prevent it from going out of control. The interesting thing about I don't know how far in the weeds you want to get into this, emphasis
no
on the
pun
weeds.
Intended.
Yes, but this is actually a battle between the 2 Kentucky senators, Rand Paul, who's free market guy, wants everything unshackled, and Mitch McConnell, who initially pushed for the deregulation of marijuana, but now is alarmed by the fact about how much it's proliferating across the country. So it's a kind of a minor snag. It actually prevented the Senate bill from getting passed as quickly as it could have been, and there are some House members that are worried about it. But it's one of these things where if if it passes today and people aren't happy with it, they could probably go back and undo it in a future appropriations package. So it's not anything that's going to kill the bill. But there are a couple of little things in there that were kind of tacked onto this bill at the last minute that people are unhappy with and feel kind of squeezed. Another one is this provision that allows senators to sue the government if the FBI tracks their or surveils them for any reason, and it only protects members of the Senate. It doesn't protect members of the House. So, yeah, this is the way the legislative process often works. This is a behind-the-scenes sausage making that's kind of annoying.
I tend to be with politics these days, and maybe I'm just getting older. I'm a cynic on both sides. So, you have these 7 members, the Democrat members who came and voted to step away from their party and vote to reopen the government. Now you have all of these Democrats, all of these pundits, the left-leaning pundits, who are out there saying this was a huge mistake. We were winning. Look at the elections. You walked away when you were winning. I have a belief, and I'm just going to throw the scenario out. Number one, that this was a part of a larger plan. You needed these 7 members in the Senate to take the heat for this because they could, probably in their own districts. Everybody else is going to cry foul. How could you do this when the fight is still here? And at the end of the day, they really still put Republicans in a tough place because this all happens in January leading into the midterms. If they walk away and allow people's insurance premiums to go sky high, they're going to live with that inside the voting booth. I think this is all part of an overall Democratic plan, not 7 rogue members. What are your thoughts?
I think maybe you're giving Democrats a little too much credit that they would be that organized. Yeah.
That's
but
awesome.
I don't disagree with the premise, right?
Yes.
I don't disagree with the idea here that Democrats may have saved themselves from themselves. There were a lot of Democratic strategists that I was talking to last week, kind of before the election and then after the election, that were really nervous that the base of the party was going to overplay their hand, based on the fact that polling was showing that the general public was blaming Republicans more for the shutdown and then the overwhelming victory in the elections on Tuesday. I think there was a real fear that there was a diminishing return with this shutdown extending for too long, and that, right now everybody was blaming Republicans for it, but there could easily have become a moment where that script got flipped and then they'd be caught holding the bag.
Yes.
Now you have a situation which you're 100% right. 7 Democrats and 1 independent break ranks. They vote with the Republicans, and not a single one of them is in any sort of immediate political peril, meaning they're either not running for re-election or they're not up for re-election until 2030.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the party, including the Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and the Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, can cry foul and say they wanted to keep fighting and keep the Democratic base energized, but it prevents them from finding themselves in a position where the longer this goes on, the more blame is directed in their position. And I think the other part of this, too, Bill, is that what the Democrats very much succeeded in was putting health care front and center in the political dialogue, which it really wasn't in September. When you think back to what we were talking about in September versus what we're talking about now, and now we're in a position where if those premiums do go sky high, and even if your premium goes high, having nothing to do with the Affordable Care Act, you're going to blame Donald Trump and Republicans for that because the Democrats tried to get a deal and Republicans weren't interested in it.
I completely agree with you, and I do think all it takes is for somebody gets caught on a hot mic, some Democrat talking, and all of a sudden public opinion just completely reverses, and everybody blames the Democrats. That absolutely could happen when people aren't getting their SNAP funds, and when you have travel in airports is just a disaster.
And there were like 4 or 5 different examples of Democrats saying, frankly, really dumb things.
Yes, already.
Chuck Schumer saying it was getting better for us every day. Catherine Clark saying that it was a leverage point. So, they were 3-4 days away from the bottom falling out on this.
I agree.
Now they own the issue. They have something to argue with heading into the midterms, and they can make the case that President Trump was just not involved in these conversations at all. And now they've got there's going to be a vote in December no matter matter what on these health care premiums, and Republicans are going to have to be held accountable. They're either going to vote yes or no, or they're going to have to come up with a completely new plan to reform health care, something they've been promising for 17 years and haven't been able to deliver. So this is, I think the conversation does shift. And, listen, they're rank-and-file Democrats, progressive left, they are absolutely angry, and there's an absolute possibility that they're going to be disappointed in their leaders here. But I think when you had, this was not an easy choice for Democrats, and given the two options, this was probably the easier path forward.
Yeah. And then we're not even mentioning the other big topic that could exist for Democrats going forward, and that is Epstein.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw the news this morning.
I have not.
The House Oversight Committee Democrats have released 3 emails from Jeffrey Epstein that they acquired in the subpoena of his estate, in which these emails directly from Jeffrey Epstein, he mentions Donald Trump. And in one email in particular, he talks about Donald Trump and one of the victims of the Epstein affair, and the victims mentioned by name, but the name has been redacted. And the email reads, and I read it quote, it said, "Of course he knew about the girls, and he asked Ghislaine to stop." So, this is Trump talking about a particular victim. This is Trump, according to Epstein, in being involved in that. The other email says, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. This victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned by a police chief or et cetera. I'm 75% there." So this is the first time we've seen, other than the birthday book, which was more, you could argue that was just an acquaintance.
He argued that he didn't even draw it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But this is now Epstein, from his own hand, describing Donald Trump with one of the victims of the Epstein affair. And, again, this is one of these situations where Republicans have tried to just – the Republicans, who I will remind you were the ones who wanted the whole Epstein affair uncovered and begged for all the Epstein information to come out. As it starts to trickle out and Donald Trump's name is mentioned in it, now they don't want to talk about it anymore. They call it a hoax. And the other side note of this is finally, after she was elected at the end of September, Adelita Grijalva is going to be sworn in to the Congress today. She's going to be the last signature on the discharge petition to release all the Epstein files, and there's enough votes to make that happen. So this Epstein thing is not going away, despite how the White House has it, and this is another pretty significant development.
And then the Ghislaine story about her emails that have come out, how she's in a cush situation, how the warden there is actually assisting her, and if an inmate speaks up about unfair treatment and preferential treatment, they're immediately moved to Texas to a tougher prison. I mean, this whole thing just reeks of why is she there? Why was she given this? Why did she have an emotional dog that she gets to? This is crazy.
And she's actively seeking a commutation from the White House to get out of her 20-year prison sentence. And, Donald Trump has been asked very specifically multiple times if he plans to pardon or commute Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence, and he has yet to directly answer that question. He just says, "I'm not thinking about it. I don't know what this is." And so, there it is. Her treatment, no one at the Department of the Bureau of Prisons can explain. The Department of Justice doesn't have any explanation for why she was moved. They have not explained at all what the purpose of that multiple-day interview that Todd Blanche did with her. They've not released the full transcript of all of that. There's a lot of questions here. And again, when we talk about the Epstein affair, this is a problem that the Trump administration and Donald Trump has with the base of his party. It's part of the reason you see Marjorie Taylor Greene, for instance, who was one of Trump's most diehard supporters, starting to raise questions about things along these lines. It's going to be Republicans that put the discharge petition over the hump to get a vote on it. So, this isn't something that's going away, and I don't know, what the White House's moves are or what the next stage is. But Donald Trump just can't call it a hoax. And think that people are going to forget about it, because that's not how it's going to work.
Well, now not only do you have what comes out, but if something that comes out is bad, you now have the last 6 months of trying to bury it and say there's nothing there, which adds to the tremendously to the story, I feel. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Ryan, as always, interesting stuff. We appreciate it. Have a great week. We'll talk again next week.
Always happy to talk about the dumpster fire in Washington. Not happy to talk about the dumpster fire in Orchard Park.
Oh, my God. Don't even get it started. Oh, my God. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I said to my wife, can I find a freaking team that can win? What in the hell is going on?
So frustrating.
Oh,
so frustrating.
God. All right, Ryan. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Wrap up the year with extra cheer and extra savings at GPO Federal Credit Union. Dive into the new year with auto loans as low as 4.24% APR for 60 months on 2022 to 2026 models with checking and direct deposit, or grow your savings with their 14-month term share certificate special at 4% APY. Need a little extra for the holidays or winter home upgrades? Their holiday loan and warm home loan are both as low as 5.99%. Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends December 31st. And the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills will be accepting new patients again coming at the first of the year. There's Dr. Zielinski and Dr. Shemaleski, all there at the Falcon Clinic. You can call today. New patients coming soon when they add a provider in Washington Mills.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
On day 43 of the government shutdown, a House vote will likely end it. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Congressman Buddy Carter, a Republican, tells Fox.
I'm very confident that we have those votes. I'm very confident that we're going to get this passed.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the Capitol.
Essentially taking what the Senate approved just a few days ago and bringing it over to the House side. The deal that is on the table would reopen the government, would also fund certain priorities like SNAP benefits, government pay, military construction for several months, but it does not give into Democrats' key demand to spend taxpayer dollars on subsidizing Obamacare insurance plans, and it's something that top Democrats today are furious about.
So most, if not all, Democrats will vote no. Those tax credits expire at the end of the year, driving up the cost of health care coverage for millions of Americans. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent blames Democrats for the shutdown. He says it cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars.
The economy was in a great place, 3.8% growth last quarter, tracking very well this time. I think we're going to accelerate into 2026. But they've caused a hiccup here.
Travel is still stressful amid unpaid air traffic controllers calling out sick. There are another 1,400 flights canceled or delayed today. Fox's Brooke Taylor's at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport.
People are anxious. They are frustrated. And while it seems like the government shutdown is going to end soon, officials say that it is going to take a few days for this chaos at the airports to clear up. Flight reductions are in place at 40 major airports and are expected to increase to 10% by Friday, even if the shutdown ends.
Homeland Security is reporting its much protested operation in the Chicago area, cracking down on crime and illegal immigration, has led to a big drop in robberies, carjackings, shootings. Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox.
The significant difference that we've made in public safety in Chicago is something that we need more in many more cities.
Noem also says an operation in Florida arrested 150 illegal immigrants accused of sex crimes. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors the sacrifices of America's heroes. Heroes like U.S. Army Specialist Andy Keith Kingsley. Andy was part of the 82nd Airborne Division. He received various awards and decorations, including a Purple Heart. While deployed, Andy was catastrophically injured in combat.